Good morning, Kentucky. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have an update for you, and we're going to start our live coverage here of the storms here with you. Kind of just go over what we've been seeing, what things may have changed a little bit over the last couple of hours. I know we've been posting a lot of updates to our Twitter and Facebook, but I wanted to go ahead and go live here because we don't really get to reach the YouTube when we're just posting on Twitter and Facebook. So we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. Of course, if you would not mind, as you guys already know the deal, tap the share button on the bottom portion of your screen. Show us out to your news feed so that your friends and family can view it and everyone can get up to date on what to expect. And of course, come in and out throughout the live storm coverage here. Yeah, sorry, my brain's fried. I'm sure I don't sound as loud as I usually do. I'm trying to project the voice a little bit, but trying to get going here. Ivy, good morning to you. Over on YouTube, hello everyone over there as well. I'm going to refresh that. My computer's actually running really weird right now. It's not really doing what I want it to do. All right, there we go. So I want to go ahead and just kind of pull everything up here. We'll just kind of go over everything multiple times as folks are coming in here. I just want to kind of just go over and see what we're looking at here. So out eastern Kentucky, things have been a little bit stronger than advertised out there. Not quite severe at all, really, but really loud. Lots of rainfall. A few windbag moments there, but overall the hail threats there. Wind gusts up to 40 mile per hour. Actually, the hail threat's been dropped. So mainly winds to 40 mile per hour. Lots of lightning, lots of rainfall there. Flash flood warnings do exist from Jeffersonville to West Liberty and eastern Kentucky. Special weather statements are these blue boxes here. Paintsville. Make sure you guys can see that. Okay. Paintsville down to Prestonsburg to Hindman along Highway 15 there. Really strong thunderstorms exiting out of eastern Kentucky, but it's back out to the west that we're continuing to watch here, and it's been a waiting game. I'll tell you. I'll go over it here real quickly. Make sure you guys can see it. Why is that so displaced? I wonder if I zoom in, if it'll be a little better. Yeah, there we go. That was like so displaced there. Remind me to zoom back out when we go back over to the radar. Here's your ingredients. I'll kind of go over here with you. The ingredients are there for storms to occur. Here's your bulks here. It's ingredient number one you got to worry about. That's absolutely plenty. I know you guys have probably no idea what you're looking at here, but I'll tell you that this is plenty. Anything over 25 is plenty. You're talking about bulks here being almost 55 knots for some folks. That is plenty. Even updated there, 60 knots out there in eastern Kentucky. That's the reason you're seeing elevated wind gusts there. Cape, which we actually talked about might be a little bit low for this event, is actually plentiful, especially for the southern half of Kentucky. So Cape is there. Bulks here is there. Helicity is another storm ingredient that you need. You usually want to see this number over 250 for strong to severe weather. The number is about 400. The ingredients are there. George, why are storms not occurring? Well, usually I would say there's a cap in place, but there's not a very strong cap in place. So the problem is there's not enough dry air at the top of our troposphere right now. There will be. Models continue to tell us. This is a brand new one coming in right now. We'll look at it together. But models continue to tell us that there will be dry air eventually above our heads. And I know that sounds weird, but you need dry air several thousand feet up to help force the storm closer to the ground. It's called an EML in terms of the weather world. But you need that dry air aloft, and that's what we're lacking a little bit right now. Now, again, models continue to indicate that will become drier aloft, and you kind of can see it here. But it just hasn't happened yet, and that is why we've seen the delay. Now, don't worry. Or I guess maybe not worry, but don't fear. The storms will still occur. As you can see, they're occurring right now. And as this moves more east, they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. But it's just the delay. So I think we gave the original time frame of midnight to 5 a.m. Obviously, it's starting more closer to the end of that time frame. So we're actually going to go from 5 to 8 a.m. Eastern time. So the time frame has changed a little bit for those of you that are asking. So for those of you asking if you're all clear yet, well, no, it hasn't really started yet. So we really can't give the all clear. So this is really just now beginning, and we're just kind of watching these little cells down here. Like, for example, this one down here toward Russellville. Very plain, very boring for now, but it's starting to get that shape to it. So that's why I went ahead and triggered the live broadcast, because things are starting to get to where they should have been, let's say 2 hours ago. I know our buddy Mike is out there chasing these storms right now. And he almost called it quits, and I just kept telling him, wait. It's going to happen. The ingredients are there. It has to happen. It's just a matter of when. It's not if, it's when. The ingredients are there. Even here at the 5 o'clock hour, which is usually our most tamed time in the atmosphere. But the ingredients are there, and a lot of these shapes are starting to occur. So we're looking at this line up here. Let's say up here toward Beaver Dam, Central City, where you're probably starting to hear these loud storms get going. These won't be severe for you. However, if I put this into motion over the last several hours, I want you to just kind of look how the line. First of all, I want you to kind of look at how the line has grown and watch how it's kind of thinning out. So we kind of got, again, I'll start it again right here. Kind of messy, right? Now the storm is a little bit more organized. The line's a little bit more organized. Let's go ahead and stop it at the end here. It's a little more organized. It's a little bit thinner. And these cells are starting to get that little hook shape to them. And there's your first special weather statement. So, hey, you can't say my timing's bad. We went live, and 6 minutes later, here's your first special weather statement coming out of the storm. So again, I do expect that these will continue to get stronger as they push these. So for those of you that have not seen anything in a while, asking George, did we miss it? George, is this over? That stuff we saw earlier was a pre-show. Here is the actual main event we've been talking about. And we're continuing to watch these cells. I think this one near Russellville is going to do something eventually. Again, these cells that are popping up in front of this line have bigger potential to do more supercellular things. Stuff along this line, inside of this line, should be more elevated. It should be more of a wind and hail risk with a small potential for tornadic activity. The best chances for tornadic activity are going to be these cells that jump up in front of the line. If one of these can get mature, we've seen several of them try to. For example, this one near Columbia and Edmonton that you see on the right side of your screen, that one has tried several times to do what we call root. It just basically means establish itself. Basically just means that it's maturing, it's getting more severe, or I'm sorry, more strong and turning towards severe. They just have not been able to do that yet because, again, we've lacked the dry air above our head so far. But again, model data keeps indicating that the dry air will become more available over the next couple of hours. So that's why you're starting to see this line begin to get stronger. We're starting to see more lightning strikes occurring. The Cape is absolutely moving north. The temperatures right now are astounding. I will tell you that as of 2 a.m., we were like 39 to 40 degrees in Elizabethtown, for example. This is where I live, so this is why I'm always mentioning E-Town. We are at 63 degrees now. So the warm air is there. Everything that we've talked about for the last couple of days has happened, except for storms starting. But now we're starting to see the beginning signs of the window starting to creep open. And I'm telling you, once that window creep open, it's going to blast open. It's you just need one of those storms to root. And after that start of that one roots, it's like the window just gets yanked open, right? It's like you have your door cracked open and your little toddler runs in there, just shoves it open. And that will be the case here. And the delay in the storms is actually causing more of that warm air to go further north. I will tell you that on model data, the warm air, let me pull out my Epic pen here. Open that up. If it's going to let me. There we go, thank you. So I will tell you that on model data, let's see what color does it have me on. Let's use blue. It had the warm front basically there. As you can tell, the warm front is up here. So the delay in the storms has allowed the warm air, the moist air, the severe air, if you will, just for lack of layman terms, to move further north. It's going to allow a little bit more of that severe parameters to creep a little further north than originally forecasted. So for those of you that may be thinking, hey, this is not going to be anything, matter of fact, the delay is not helping us. The delay is actually allowing that warm air to get further north. Not necessarily allowing all the ingredients to get more north, but the warm air itself is getting more north. Let's go ahead and close that. Thank you, Mr. Pin. So I just wanted to point that out there. It's a whopping 67 degrees in Butler County. Again, very different than what we saw this afternoon. A lot of folks were in the 30s to 40s this afternoon. Heck, even right now, you still got Northern Kentucky in the 30s. If ever you wonder if what we do is easy, I want you to look at this map. Okay? I want you to look at this map and see the insane difference in temperatures over the last several hours and the insane temperatures across the state that we're seeing right now. It's a 30-degree difference from the northern portion of Kentucky to the southernmost portion of Kentucky. So whatever, if you ever stop or if you ever wonder, like, hey, why can they be so wrong and still be okay? Oh, this is why. The 30 degree difference in the same state is not very common. So looking at the model data here, just want to check back on the radar real quickly. I do want to check the wind velocities just real quickly before we go to the model data. Okay, we do see some peaks and wind gusts here. So this Beaver Dam area, as this moves east toward Caneyville, Welch Creek needs to be watched a little bit. We are seeing a little bit of an increase at this point in that wind gust there. Let's go ahead and click on a special weather statement real quickly. It is for wind gusts up to 40 mile per hour, but this may be severe warned here soon. That's not quite 60 mile per hour, but it's probably about 45 to 50. So it's increased even since they put out that special weather statement. I just want to take a real quick look up there. Go back down here. This Russellville one's getting its act together. If this can get down to the ground, if you start seeing the yellows and reds pops up, this is going to be one that we have to watch for Bowling Green. So just a heads up there. I do want to real quickly look at the mesoscale discussions. I cannot believe there's not a watch out for this, but better things left unsaid. So let's look at the energy here from the model data. You can tell it does show a whopping area of higher than 1,000 kilograms of, or joules per kilogram, if you will. It's just a measurement in the weather world of tape. This measures the fuel for the storms. This was actually tremendously lower on model data earlier today. So we're actually running more aggressive with the storm fuel than model data indicated earlier today. And that storm fuel does make it all the way up into Kentucky, eventually dies down throughout the morning as more of those rains move in. When it comes to the tornado index that everyone loves to look at, that is high right now. So again, if one of these do root, we're happy right now that one of those prefrontal cells that we talked about has not rooted, because if it does, it will have absolutely no problem turning into a supercell. This doesn't automatically mean that a violent tornado is going to occur, but this does show us where those areas of the favorable areas to support tornadic activity exist, and it's absolutely from the parkways to point south. So once again, we're still keeping an eye on those areas. So that's the current model data there. I do want to show you the line of storms that we're talking about here. Model data still indicates that this will be a broken line of perhaps some supercells occurring all the way down. Just want to take a real quick look at that real quickly. All the way down into southern Kentucky from where it's at now over the next few hours or so. So again, for those of you that may be asking or wondering or a bit curious on where the storms are or why they haven't formed yet, model data continues to indicate that they will happen. And here is that first severe thunderstorm warning I warned you about coming through from Beaver Dam to Caneyville. Let's go ahead and read the bulletin there. Out of the National Weather Service, out of Louisville, the hazard is going to be 60 mile per hour wind gust. This severe thunderstorm warning is for Butler, Grayson, and Ohio counties in central Kentucky. Locations impacted include Litchfield, Caneyville, Horse Branch, Steph, Windy Hill, Dewstop, Nephis, whatever that is, Pine Knob, Black Rock, and Dog Walk. So we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning of this line. And again, I do expect that this will take an uptick over the next, let's say, 90 minutes or so throughout portions of Kentucky. I wanted to take a real quick second and thank everyone that's shared the broadcast. We appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Again, your guys' shares on the broadcast, both on YouTube and Facebook, is what allows us to spread our information and keep as many folks updated and protected and informed as possible. So thank you for your help with helping us spread our information. I do want to say that we are watching, again, this cell down here to Russellville and Lewisburg. We see this one starting to get that yellow toward it. If this down here can ingest that or vice versa, you really have something to really kind of watch as it heads toward Bowling Green. Out there toward eastern Kentucky, didn't forget about you guys. You guys have some strong thunderstorms going on out there. These will not be severe at any point, though. You're too far away from the exit region of the jet stream. These will continue to just remain strong and sound very loud. A lot of lightning strikes out there. By the way, we are using WeatherWise radar. If you kind of want to follow along with us, download WeatherWise radar at weatherwise.app. Really, really phenomenal radar to use here. And you can see that I'm clicking these different dots here. These are regional radars. That means they're better radars, better reflectivity, better resolution. Really, really good stuff here out of WeatherWise. Thank you guys a lot for allowing us to use your radar. We appreciate that. Lisa, thank you very much for your update there. Aaliyah, thank you. Are we clear once the line passes? Not exactly. Now, you are a lot more stable because this line will tank down the energy, but there may be some more activity on the backside. As you can see up here toward Owensboro, these cells are behind the line. So once the line passes you, you're not going to be technically all clear. because you still have some stuff going on behind it. I do want to look at the velocities real quickly. Just take a look. See, we see the uptick in velocity there. Going to take a look at the correlation coefficient too, because it looks like it's starting to rotate a little bit. Let's go ahead and take the storm relative velocity. It is starting to rotate a little bit. So this is likely elevated rotation because we don't see it at the ground. This is up into the atmosphere here, but this storm that's heading toward Candyville is starting to rotate a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. We have our first real rotation of the night here. See, it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when. Quite the delay, but it is occurring now at this point throughout portions of Kentucky. I do want to take a real quick second, just look around at some things here. By the way, we have been posting every morning on our Twitter page at WeatherNowKY over there. Every morning has been posted. Here's our forecast we posted earlier. Pretty true so far. Again, we're seeing the yellow zone. That's where the main line really is. Go north of the yellow zone. That's where the warm front starts to drop down a little bit. Red zone is the more vulnerable area. That's where we see the current tornado index highest as well. So the forecast is going pretty good. Timing wasn't great, obviously, but the forecast itself so far is going pretty good there. Let's just take a real quick second and retweet these warnings real quickly for those that may be following on Twitter. Try to do my best with that. All right. Take a real quick look at this real quickly. I know this looks crazy, but I'm just kind of going through here and just looking at some things. We're looking at the lapse rates. Lapse rates are pretty good. Again, the ingredients are there. The ingredients, a lot of times in the winter or nighttime storms in general, sometimes we're lacking ingredients. No, that's not the case. The ingredients are absolutely there. It's just a matter of getting the storms to actually take advantage of those ingredients. That's the real key right now. We do now have a tornado warning that has been issued. I told you we were looking at a little bit of rotation there. That rotation has made its way to the ground. Tornado warning issued for north central Butler, southwestern Grayson, and east central Ohio County and central Kentucky. At 4:03 a.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 11 miles east of Hartford, moving east at 50 miles per hour. It is radar indicated. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of north central Butler, southwestern Grayson, and east central Ohio counties, including the following locations: Horse Branch, Steph, Mount Pleasant, Post, Windy Hill, Tilford, Caneyville, Dewstop, Sadler, and Nephis. Take cover now. Move to an interior location of your building at the lowest level. So I do want to take a real quick second here. Once again, if you're just not joining us, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with WNK. Our nonstop coverage has begun now of our severe weather window opening here in the state of Kentucky. If you would not mind, tap the share button at the bottom portion of your screen. Let's get this information spread as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I appreciate your help with that. Thank you for helping others stay informed. We do again see that rotation occurring in the wind fields there. As you see, this red is right next to the screen. That's inflow and outflow, or inbound and outbound winds crossing there. That shows those winds turning as you go up into the atmosphere. I know we have some chasers out there, but I don't think we have footage of them at this moment. We're also keeping an eye on this storm near Lewisburg. It looks like a little baby storm right now, but these cells that can quickly, and we're already seeing some red, if I zoom in a lot here. See some red pop up with that. So this storm is quickly becoming mature. We're going to keep an eye on this one. This one is heading toward northern Warren County, so we're keeping an eye on that. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, a tornado warning has been issued basically from Litchfield to Caneyville, back out here toward Dog Walk, going along Highway 62 and Highway 79 here over the next few minutes. These are pretty fast-moving storms, by the way, as well. I want to mention that real quickly. These are moving east at about 50 miles per hour, so pretty quick-moving storms. Also indicates the potential for severe weather there. I want to see how tall this storm is real quickly. Again, we're using our WeatherWise radar here to look at everything. Pretty tall storm. This is almost 40,000 feet tall. That's pretty good indication that a severe storm is ongoing. Any correlation drops so far with this? On the front side, we see a little bit, but not anything too aggressive. So we use the correlation coefficient chart to see if anything's being thrown up into the atmosphere. That's a really good chart to look at there for that. I'm going to go ahead and go back over here to velocity. And now we're seeing the strengthening. We're seeing those greens pop up next to those oranges. So I'm starting to begin to get a little bit more confident that this might actually be a tornado on the ground. Exiting out of Renfro, heading toward Dog Walk. This is moving almost directly east toward Caneyville. So Caneyville, you have about 5 to 10 minutes till this gets to your area. Make sure that you're preparing your safe spots, grabbing your flashlights or weather radios if you can. If you want to move to the lowest, most interior room in your building, if you are in a vehicle somehow at 5 o'clock in the morning, do not go under an overpass. Get yourself to a low point in a ditch that you find next to you, or try to make it into a building if you can. Underpasses are not what you want to be under. So again, right now, I know a lot of you have a lot of questions about what's to come. All that information is on our pages, both on Twitter and Facebook. Right now, we are covering the tornado warning that is active in Kentucky. And again, this is exiting out of Renfro, heading toward Caneyville here. I do want to take a look at a couple of other things here while we're looking at the storm relative velocity. That's getting stronger as well. Here are the storm tracks, by the way. I'm going to turn those back off, but they kind of agree with the storm boxes there. I wish I could change the color of those storm tracks. I do want to take a real quick look at the back of the correlation coefficient. Don't see anything really popping up there just yet. Vertically integrated liquid. This does not show any real big hail with this. Once again, indicating that the rotation that we're seeing on the radar is a bit more surface based. Let's go ahead and take a look back out at the other parts of the line real quickly. Just make sure. Nortonville, little mini rotation ongoing there. Not a whole lot to really look at. Going to go ahead and take a look back down here at this one toward Bowling Green. That one's really jumped. That one has really, this one is moving probably at about 60 mile per hour, because this was, remember, this started back here toward Lewisburg, and it's quickly gotten its way to central Warren County. That is a very fast moving storm. If these two can connect, we'll have to watch out for that. If these two can ingest each other, that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. Okay, I'm going to kind of look back over here. Storm relative, correlation. Okay. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with WNK. I want to thank everyone that's sharing the broadcast. We appreciate you both on YouTube and Facebook tonight, or I guess this morning now. Tornado warning has been issued, and once again, this is for Butler, Grayson, and Ohio County in central Kentucky, and this does go until 4:30 a.m. Central Time. Again, this is for a radar-indicated tornado. We've been watching this part of the line for a while. I actually texted Mike, our partner forecaster, about 30 minutes ago, even before we hopped on the broadcast, that this part of the line was starting to get that shape that we look for when it comes to the potential for severe weather. So again, that part of the line is starting to get its act together. Take a look at the velocity up here from this radar. This radar is picking up the best, even though it's technically closer to the other radar. That's kind of strange. I love how that works. So I have a Tellin Charlie trying to get his act together down here toward, I can never say this right, but Cadiz. Can never say that correctly for some reason. Nothing really going on there just yet, but if that organizes a little bit better, we'll have to keep an eye on that. We also have another cell trying to jump out in front of the line just to the south of Hopkinsville. Again, another one we have to keep an eye on, because that could get a little bit of mischief. Again, jumping in front of that line, it could mean some trouble. We'll keep an eye on those. One toward Bowling Green, not really doing a whole lot. It's actually starting to fizzle out a little bit. That's good news there. Bowling Green bubble really going hard down there. Again, Litchfield is in the path of the tornado warned box. I can't guarantee if anything's going to hit you. Of course, I don't have actual eyes on the ground. But I can just tell you that you are in that tornado warned box. And this does indicate some rotation. We're seeing this green and red right next to this orange. That does indicate some rotation occurring there. And we do have a tornado track arrow here from weather-wise. Again, picking up on the hint that there might be a tornado signature there. I'm going to pull up Twitter on our other screen here and just kind of see if we have any reports. I cannot believe there is not a watch out for this. This is absurd. You have a nighttime based storm mode and there's not a watch out. That is absurd to me. I cannot comprehend that. I just cannot comprehend that. One second. I'm just looking up some things over here on the other screen. Go ahead and take a look back over here, see if we see anything being thrown up yet. Not really seeing any correlation drops. That's a good sign that maybe this is not exactly hitting the ground. Again, I don't know for sure. Don't have eyeballs on the ground there, but I don't see any correlation drops at the moment. If a tornado is strong enough, it will throw debris up to the radar. And this specific mode right here will pick that debris up and show it on the radar. And I don't see that right now. That does not mean that there's not a tornado there. I'm just not seeing the correlation drop with it. Tornado warning has been looks like it's just been kind of shaved off a little bit, kind of just readjusting the route there. Let's make sure this is still radar indicated. So I'm just kind of getting some stuff adjusted here. Yeah, Angela, I mean, no one's all clear yet. So for those of you asking if you should be worried, or those of you asking if things are still to occur, no one has been given the clear yet. This is really just now beginning. Caneyville's inner tornado warning. This is taking direct path to Caneyville. No, you are not okay. You need to be in your safe spot, Dustin. Oh, Icarus, yeah. Radcliffe, yeah. That was an absolute ball drop. But again, stuff happens, you know. But on a night like tonight, where storm mode is occurring from 2 to 7 a.m. Eastern time, even if it does bust, the potential was too great to not have a watch out. I just cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it. And here we are already with the first real line, and we do see a tornado warning occurring. Now, hopefully, it's our only one of the night. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. Sirens in Litchfield, yes, that's correct. Tornado warning there. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with W&K. Thank you for choosing our outlet to trust here with you. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you share our broadcast, allow your friends and family to view it and get updated as well. We do have a tornado warning out from the National Weather Service out of Louisville. This is going to be for southwestern Grayson County until 4:30 a.m. Central Time. It does include Litchfield. It does include Caneyville, Ready, Steph, Millwood, Shrewsbury, Dewstop, Sadler, Peth, and Black Rock. This is radar indicated at the moment. Again, I don't think we have any spotters out there. I think we do have a spotter network here we could probably turn on. I don't know if there's any in. We do have some. We do have some reports coming. I don't know if this is 1 minute ago. This is from Dustin Knight. What is this report here? I don't really know what his report is. I see that a report has been pushed out, but I can't see what the report is. I guess it's just their information at the moment. Check back in on velocity. We're still seeing some broad rotation here. Not exactly as tight as it once was, but we'll have to keep an eye on. This will be the case tonight, guys. Or I guess this morning. I gotta quit saying tonight. This morning, we will see these storms pulse up and down, pulse up and down, pulse up and down. So again, that's what that's the fear. That's why I'm not giving anyone any all clears yet. Even if you are probably safe, I'm not giving anyone any all clears yet because we'll see this pulse up and down, and we still have some cells behind this line to look at as well. These shouldn't be as bad behind the line, but with these setups, weird setups can produce weird results, and this is absolutely a weird setup that we have tonight or this morning. Can you think of the last time we've had a severe system starting, not ending, but starting at 5 a.m.? That alone tells you this is a weird event. Weird events can do weird things. So that's why we're constantly keeping an eye. Did I just hear my kid crying? Thought I heard Samuel wake up. I'm going to go back down here to the other radar. Seems to be catching it better. Again, just kind of looking around here. This radar up here should be catching it better. It should be. Razor, yes, that is correct. But you have to remember that cells can pop up anytime in front or behind this line. So you don't want to let your guard down when it comes to stuff like that. That's why I don't like giving any all clears because, again, what you see on radar may not be the case. We have cells popping up in a lot of places. I'm starting to see a little bit of a hell core come out of this. This is good news because if the hell core grows, the tornado risk lessens. It means the storm is becoming elevated. Again, not an end all be all there, but that's a good sign to see. Hopefully, this lessens here and doesn't really produce a whole lot. Let's take a look at some things on the second monitor here, so just forgive me. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, we do have a tornado warning issued from the National Weather Service out of Louisville for Caneyville, Millwood, Shrewsbury, Ready, and Litchfield. It looks like the center of the rotation is approaching Caneyville rapidly. Less than 2 minutes until that center gets to you. So if you're in Caneyville, you should already be in your safe spot. Which, by the way, again, as a lot of you should know, is the lowest, most interior room of your home. Most times that's a basement. If you don't have a basement, it's a bathroom. Obviously, don't forget to have something to protect your head. A couch cushion works really well. I've used that in several setups. Again, for those of you just now tuning in, we are covering the actual action that's happening now. A lot of that forecast information is on our page for you to know what to expect. But just know the window is opening for severe weather. No one is in the all clear yet. Millwood is in that tornado warning box. We have a new scan from the radar. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Rotation continues to be pretty broad. That's a good sign. Hopefully this is nothing on the ground. It was a lot tighter earlier. Again, don't let your guard down. We're still looking at it here. Sorry if I also don't sound like I have as much energy as I usually do. It's been understandably a long day. I'm approaching the 24-hour mark of being awake, and coffee's not working as well anymore. And I didn't get any monsters because I'm a rookie. I want to take a look down here. This part of the line is starting to get its act together too. Yeah, we do have some inflow starting to occur. I want to keep an eye on this Greenville area heading down toward Rosewood here over the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. These cells down here in southern Kentucky just are not getting going, and I'm not quite sure why. Again, weird setups do weird things. Things do what they're supposed to do. Some things don't do what they're supposed to do. The best ingredients for strong storms and storms in general is absolutely down here in southern Kentucky, but for some reason, these cells are just struggling to really mature and get going. Let's see if we have any reports. Again, I see the spots. I see the reports here, but I don't see any actual reports off of that. I don't know if I'm messing something up or what. Take a look real quickly. So again, the center of the rotation is probably just to the east of Caneyville now. That's going to be heading out toward just to the south of Millwood, just to the south of Litchfield Central, heading more toward the southern portions of Highway 259 before it turns into the more southerly 259 there. So again, we're kind of keeping an eye on this more centrally toward Peth, just to the east of central Caneyville there. That's your main pocket of rotation at this point. Andrew, Margaret, Savannah, Sarah, Miranda, Leah, Kinsey, Carla, Donald, everyone else, thank you guys for sharing the broadcast. We appreciate your help with helping us spread the information out. It's a big deal on a night like tonight where we don't have a watch out for some reason. You guys sharing the broadcast both on YouTube and Facebook is really going to help keep a lot of folks safe and informed. So thank you for your help with that. We appreciate you. Russell Springs pop up. It's not really doing a whole lot right now. Trust me. If I start to notice something, I will let you guys know. Out there in eastern Kentucky, by the way, I want to take a real quick mention on this. For those of you that are watching out there, these are not severe storms, but they are quite strong at this point. So just, again, not severe, but strong thunderstorms ongoing out in eastern Kentucky. Flash flood warnings up there for you folks in green as well. Tornado warning has been trimmed. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this again. We're still seeing some broad rotation there. Again, it's not quite as strong as it once was, but still seeing some broad rotation there. Just to the east of Caneyville now, heading toward Millwood. It's It's going to be just to the south of Litchfield. So if you're in southern Litchfield, it might clip you, but just to the south of Metro Litchfield, if you will, there. Um, Again, for those of you that may be looking for forecast information, that's all over our Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. We've done a great job over the last 48 hours of prepping you guys on that. I ask that you go look at that. This broadcast is about nowcasting, not necessarily forecasting. But I'll try to get to your answers here when we can. Right now, we have a tornado warning active, so I want to focus on that. Let's take a look here at the current energies. Cape is on the way down. That's good. Still have plenty of ingredients out there. Plenty of ingredients out there to support strong to severe weather. I just don't know how these storms down here in southern Kentucky are not going. With all the energy that we do have out there, you would think it's going, but it's not. Not at this point anyway. Yeah, I mean the one toward Bowling Green did fizzle out. Smith's Grove one did fizzle out. There must be an elevated cap here. There has to be. There's no reason why these storms shouldn't be going down here in southern Kentucky. There has to be a cap somewhere up in the atmosphere that's preventing these storms from getting going. Take a look back here at this. Push the Louisville radar there. Again, if you want to follow along with us, make sure you download WeatherWise radar at weatherwise.app. You can follow along here with us and learn how to use the radar. It's in my opinion, the best free radar that you can have. Genuinely. Bowling Green bubble. I don't know what's going on there. These storms should not be struggling the way they are down in southern Kentucky. There has to be. I'm gonna look again. There has to be a mid-level cap somewhere. No, there's nothing. There's no cap down there. Why are these storms struggling? I'm going to find it eventually. Even if it means I have to find it tomorrow after this is over. I've got to figure out why these storms are not going down to this. And then again, weird setups produce weird things, right? Sometimes these storms overachieve. Sometimes they underachieve, right? That's just the nature of the game. And this weird setup is producing weird things. We have a tornado warning up here where there's actually a cap in place, but we have no storms going on here where there's no cap in place. Basically, it's a free reign down there if a storm wants to go, and they're just not going. It's just the name of the game sometimes. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, we have our nonstop coverage live here with you on both YouTube and Facebook. So if you don't want to watch on your phone, you can pull up YouTube on your smart TV and watch us over there. Tornado warning is active for southern Grayson County. Let's go ahead and read the bulletin once more here. Again, radar indicated rotation will impact places like Litchfield, Caneyville, Millwood, Peth, Shrewsbury, and Black Rock for those locations there. Let's check our velocity charts out once more. Again, looks like it's starting to weaken a little bit. Don't want to let the guard down just yet, though. I'm starting to see some correlation drops returning to the radar here. So this might indicate that something is on the ground. And not quite strong enough to really blow us away with the signal, but enough is there to kind of maybe hint that something is on the ground. Again, this chart right here, the correlation coefficient, this displays where if a tornado is strong enough and it throws debris up high enough, it will actually pick it up on this radar here. So really, really cool way to check that there. Not a whole lot impressive in a way of impressive stuff there, but enough to really catch the eye. Can I click the radar, please? Sorry, I'm cranky. I'm cranky. No, James, there was enough time between the rain that we saw earlier and what we're seeing now. Energy's in place. Storm energy's there. Shear, helicity, cape, all those things you hear us talk about, they're all there. They're all there. Even at the crazy hour of 5:30 in the morning. I mean, this is a rare event. This is this is a rare event. Usually 5:30 a.m. is your calmest, most tamed, most capped time of the day. There's absolutely no heat occurring, but we have a warm front lifting up into Kentucky. And as you can see here, our temperatures have actually rose overnight. And this is the reason why we have this severe storm threat. We actually have temperatures almost approaching 70 degrees in southern Kentucky. For those of you up in very far northern Kentucky, you're wondering what everyone else is talking about. You're down to like 35 degrees up there because you guys just like to be different up there. But everyone else in Kentucky, you're in the mid 60s. I mean, it is warm. If you walk outside right now, I promise you, it feels like the middle of May, or the middle of April, like a nighttime, April nighttime. But it is absolutely mind-boggling. This system is so strange. We're probably not going to see one like this for a while. Hopefully, it doesn't produce. Sometimes weird systems can be weirdly strong. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can all just go to bed and act like nothing happened. But we do see this strong line here that we have to watch because this will continue to get stronger as it heads south into that more favorable atmosphere. This will continue to get stronger. Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein, we mentioned that this would start as freezing rain and then go to a regular rain up in northern Kentucky. Quite the event, quite the event. What about when the sun comes up? That won't really make a difference. Again, the warm front's coming in the middle of nighttime. That sun's not going to make a difference. You really don't start warming up throughout the day until about 11 a.m. to noon anyway, and these should be over by then for most folks. So the sunrise is not going to make too much of a difference. No, Tyler, no one's all clear. Make that clear one more time. No one is all clear yet. Behind the line, ideally you're all clear. I want to give it a little bit longer to see if there's any post-frontal storms that we have to worry about. Again, all these storms are moving east. You can just follow the boxes. So a lot of these storms are moving east, southeast at this point. They were starting to see that turn. A lot of these storms were moving southwest and northeast earlier. Now these storms begin to turn a little bit more southeasterly. That turn is also what's making these a little bit more strong. So just keep that out there. Check back in our velocity charts here. No other parts of the line right now are doing a whole lot. They have extended the tornado warning because there is technically enough there. This is strong enough rotation to support that new tornado warning. So I want to go ahead and read off that bulletin here for you guys. Tornado warning has been issued. Let's go ahead and read that out for northwestern Hart, southeastern Grayson, and south central Hardin County in central Kentucky until 6 a.m. Eastern Time. At 5:28 a.m. Eastern Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Litchfield, moving east at 55 mile per hour. So this is picking up a little bit of speed here. Tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of northwestern Hart, southwestern Grayson, and south central Hardin, including the following locations as Rock Creek, Seven Corners, Bonneville, Broad Ford, Peonia, Flint Hill, Pierman, Snap, Clarkson, and Royal. Take cover now. So again, basically from Sonora along I-65 to points west here out in Grayson Springs, Fragrant, Millerstown, Snap, you are now under that tornado warning as well. Get to your safe spot at this time. If you're in Millerstown, Sonora, Bonneville, you have time to prepare your safe spot. Grayson Springs, Peonia, Fragrant, you should already be heading to those locations. Again, this has been tornado warned for the last 20 minutes or so. It continues to be tornado warned as it heads to its east. And we're also now beginning to see that correlation drop. So starting to get more hints that this might be something on the ground. Again, when a strong enough tornado throws that debris into the sky, this radar here will pick up on it. So again, maybe some signatures here that this is actually on the ground. Don't have any actual eyeballs, so cannot confirm it. But just getting that general signal. Storm looks like it's getting taller, by the way, which again indicates a storm that's strengthening. Yeah, it's around 37,000 feet still. So again, a storm that might be, and by the way, that's on the enhanced echo top portion of the radar there. I'm going to go ahead and just pull back up the regular reflectivity. Take a span out here. Again, out in eastern Kentucky, you're seeing strong thunderstorms occur, not severe. Main risk actually right now is flash flooding that we're seeing up here toward northeastern Kentucky. Flash flooding ongoing out there. I want to take a look back out here at the western portion of this line, make sure we're all good there. Yeah, not seeing a whole lot. Again, main focus right now is this tornado warned cell that is stretching from southern Litchfield over toward the southern Hardin County portions of the area. Tornado warning is active for those locations. Again, mainly focusing over Grayson Springs to Fragrant, Spurrier, Seven Corners, Millerstown, Royal, Rock Creek, Black Rock, so on and so forth. Zoom this back out just a touch. Again, no one is all clear yet. Litchfield, you're under a tornado warning there. 10,000 crabs. The line is mainly moving east. You can just follow the boxes. So the way the boxes are shaped for these polygons for the warnings, follow those. That'll tell you your storm direction. So right now the line is mainly moving east, but it's a turn from earlier. Earlier the storm was moving southwest northeast. If you look at these flash flood warnings out here, that'll show you southwest and northeast on these boxes here, more west to east on this box here. Tornado warnings for southern Hardin County. The tornado warning is not for Vine Grove. So again, when one part of a county is included in that tornado warning, it will issue a warning for the entire county. But for the majority, for 90% of Hardin County, you are not in that warning. The warning is really only for Sonora, going out toward Flint Hills, Seven Corners. That's really the only portion of Hardin County that's included in the warning right now. Tornado warning is currently for Hart, Grayson, and Hardin. So yes, the Butler County portion of the area or of that warning has been expired. I want to thank you guys for tuning on in here. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with WNK. I want to thank everyone that's sharing the broadcast. I appreciate your help with helping us to get folks informed. Thank you for doing your part. We appreciate you helping us keep folks safe. Over there on YouTube, thank you guys for all the new subs and likes over there. Cecilia is not part of the warning, no. Do I think weather-wise will add a time warning? Or I see what you're saying there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could ask them. I'm sure they're working on stuff like that. They're working on all kinds of new things that's going to be dropping here soon. Again, this radar is brand new, and for a brand new radar, it's doing really well. Yes, Radcliffe is good. Not included in this warning, at least. Here comes a siren here for Radcliffe. Once again, once you get a portion of any portion of a county included in a tornado warning, it will set off, I hate this, but this is the way it works. It will set off the sirens for that entire county. So once again, now we have a lot of Hardin County folks in here asking about Hardin County. 90% of the county is not included in the tornado warning. It's just for Sonora to the southwestern portion of the county. Very, very southwestern portion of the county. Again, the warning is not for Hodgenville. Again, want to real quickly remind everyone we do have a tornado warning active, basically from Grayson Springs to Fragrant, Royal, Rock Creek, Black Rock, Millerstown, Spurrier, out towards Seven Corners, Sonora, Upton, Vento, Bonneville, Priceville, Broadford. Tornado warning active for there. Again, 90% of the rest of Hardin County, like E-Town, Vine Grove, Radcliffe, Rineyville, Eastview, Cecilia, Hodgenville, not included in that tornado warning. But you will hear the sirens because it's included in one portion of the county. Again, Eastview is not included in that. E-Town's not included. LaRue County is not included in that. Again, when a warning is issued for one part of a county, it will go for the entire county technically. But again, I just want to reiterate, and if you're in Hardin County, the only portion of Hardin County that's included in this right now that has any real threat is Sonora. That's it. I promise you, if you're in Radcliffe, E-Town, Vine Grove, or anywhere else in Hardin County, you're hearing the warning or you're hearing the sirens, it's not for you. I promise. Yes, guys, I know those sirens. I can hear them. I'm in Radcliffe. I got y'all. I want to take a real quick look and check back in on the velocities here. We do still see some rotation occurring just to the north of Peonia, just to the south of Grayson Springs. That's heading directly toward Rock Creek, Royal, Millerstown, along Highway 224 there over the next several minutes. I want to take a look at the rest of this line real quickly as well. Back down our radar here. Severe thunderstorm warning issued for, let's go ahead and read this bulletin here for Butler, Grayson, Ohio, and Edmonson County. This is separate from that tornado warning. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So another part of this line is turning severe. We do also have this line out here. This might get a tornado warning here soon. Drakesboro, Browder, toward Rochester heads up. It's not severe warned at the moment, but this is starting to rotate here as well. So now we have multiple parts of the line starting to rotate here as this is heading, again, as this heads more east, it's going into that more favorable zone of severe weather where more of those ingredients do exist. So again, the threat is really just now beginning for those of you in Kentucky. So just want to make a real quick note about that. Let's go ahead and check back in here once again. Again, for those of you that are in Hardin County and Grayson County that are seeing or hearing the sirens, I want to reiterate the warning is only from Sonora to Grayson Springs to Millerstown to Peonia to Bonneville. 90% of Hardin County is good. E-Town, Radcliffe, Vine Grove, Rhineyville, Howe Valley, Eastview, Cecilia, Hodgenville, Glendale, White Mills. You're all good. You're north of the warning as you can see on your screen here. Here's the rest of Hardin County. The warning's down here and it's tracking to the east. So I just want to reiterate that one more time for those friends that are coming out of Hardin County reporting the sirens. I do know they're going off, but again, it's not for you. So I just wanted to reiterate that once more. Let's go ahead and check back in on here. Velocity is tightening. I'm pretty confident at this point this is something on the ground. We're seeing these real bright signatures begin to start getting returned here. Pretty confident this is something likely on the ground. At the least, it's a pretty solid wind burst. So again, we see these really bright colors. So for example, here's your regular wind field up here, right? Here is the rotating part. So you see the difference there. So again, this is really starting to return now. We're also starting to see lightning strikes really go up. Again, indicating that the cell is getting stronger here. So again, I'm pretty confident that this is probably something on the ground at this point. And then again, this is, let me go back to the velocity here. And this is again just to the north of Peonia towards Skagstown. Just to get in real specifically here for you, going to cross over Highway 1214, head toward Rock Creek and Black Rock there, and then it's going to head off toward Lone Oak, Millerstown, advances forward over toward Upton, between Upton and Bonneville. So again, want to reiterate, this is a really strong signature of a tornado that possibly could be on the ground here. Correct, Aaron. So once again, if any even little sliver of a county gets included in a warning, right, that entire county's siren system is going to be set off. So once again, the warning for Hardin County, for example, for those of you that are there, Amy, thank you for your 1,000 stars. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, thank you. Um, Again, I just want to reiterate, just to get the draw. Let's get the drawing tool out here. Make sure you. Let me zoom out a little bit more. There we go. There's all of Hardin County. So I know we have a lot of Hardin County folks in here asking some questions, and I appreciate that, but I just want to make it real clear. This is the only part of the county that has anything to worry about. So if you're in E-Town, no. Radcliffe, no. Lebanon Junction, no. Hodgenville, no. New Haven, no. Eastview, Cecilia, no. Rhineyville, no. So again, 90% of the county is good. If any little sliver, like this little sliver down here, included in that warning, it will set off the siren system for the entire county. Yeah, I hate that that's how it works, but that's how it works. So, again, reiterate, 90% of Hardin County is good. It's just this bottom sliver down here towards Sonora. That's the only portion of the area that's actually realistically included in that tornado threat. Yes, E-Town is safe. Again, we do see some strong signatures here, rotation occurring just to the western portion of that tornado warned box. Litchfield's clear of this line. Not all clear, though. Michelle, Sherry, Teresa, Madison, thank you guys for all the shares on the broadcast. We appreciate you. We just crossed over 100 shares. Thank you guys for doing your part and helping us spread our information to keep people safe. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to all the new followers and subs and everything. You guys are going crazy. Thank you guys for your support. Drakesboro, you do have a strong thunderstorm over your area right now. Not quite severe at this moment. The real severe part is basically from Welch's Creek to Peonia, and Peonia to Rock Creek is Snap is where we see that rotation occurring. Litchfield's not still on it, no. Again, BG, you still have an hour or two until it gets to you, and I do think it will be severe. Strong to severe. And again, for those of you that are in Sonora and along the LaRue County line there, you could argue that this warning doesn't even need to be up there. This is heading directly east, more to the very southern portions of LaRue County. What was that? What does that sound? I just had a sound go off, and I have no idea what it is. Yeah, Louisville, you're too far north. I don't think Louisville's going to be included in any real severe threat. Do I personally think BG will go to tornado? I will never answer that question. I want to make that clear, by the way. I will never forecast a tornado for a specific place to absolutely happen. That will never happen on this page. It will never happen almost anywhere because it's impossible. But I will say the ingredients are there to support strong to severe thunderstorms that could produce tornadic activity. Looking at some stuff on the second monitor here for a second. One moment. I still cannot believe there's not been a watch issued. I mean, it's a little too late now, obviously, but I still cannot believe this. Someone asked about Harrisburg, by the way. I don't think Harrisburg's going to be included in a lot of this action. You've had a lot of rain. I think for those of you that may have missed it, by the way, real quickly, I will cover it. Real quickly, I will cover this. Here's on Twitter, by the way. Make sure you go follow that for all the notifications and alerts. So real quickly, I will cover. This is the map that we drew earlier, and right now it's looking to be the case. So again, the highest area is down here towards southern Kentucky, with a lower end but still existing area in this yellow circle. So this is where we think the severe weather can happen tonight. If you're north or outside of this zone, I don't really think it's going to happen for you. So again, this is on our Twitter, on our Facebook. You can go look at that anytime you like. Right now, I still just really want to focus on this tornado warned area, so that way we can get all the information out to the proper folks. Thank you guys for all your star donations. I appreciate that. What is that noise that's dinging on the computer there? I have no idea. By the way, real quick, I want to mention that there is a discussion occurring from the National Weather Service. Doesn't really matter at this point. They've already dropped the ball on it. But they are now including this red area that you see outlined. So again, this is kind of indicating that we're not done with things yet. This is an area that might get a watch soon. Again, a little too late now. The stuff's already going on. The watch is supposed to be issued hours in advance. But again, does show a wide swath of Kentucky issued in that discussion. So for those of you that are asking if you're all clear, if things are no, this is really just now starting to get going. I can't reiterate that enough. Really not all clear for really anybody yet. Again, if you're just not tuning in here with us, we do have a tornado warning that is issued. That is for northwestern Hart County, east central Grayson, and south central Hardin County. That does go until 6 a.m. Eastern time. And again, it is radar indicated. I want to take a look back in at the velocity measurements here, see what we're looking at. Not quite as impressive as what we saw earlier, but we're still seeing a nice rotation signature return to the radar there. Want to take a look at the correlation chart. Not a whole lot going on there. So I do think that may have touched down briefly. Right now, I would bet it's probably back up in the air, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning issued for these folks in yellow. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and some quarter-sized hail. Lynette, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you guys again for all the shares and likes on the broadcast, both on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for your help with spreading the information. Again, I'm not giving any all clears yet. So for those of you asking if you can go to bed, sure, as long as you have ringers on and sounds turned on and weather radios. But I'm not giving any all clears yet. We have to see how these cells behind the line act first before we give all clears. Litchfield at the moment is currently just to the north of the main line. Again, Bowling Green still out there for severe weather as the morning continues. In Campbellsville, no, this if you're talking about for the tornado warning, this will go north of Campbellsville. But the National Radar Site's way too far away though. When you start going this far away from storms like this, you don't want to go that far away. There's two radars closer to you. You stay with these two, because if you go further away, it can give you false readings. So just a heads up on that. Again, tornado warning is still active for Millerstown to Snap to Hilltop, Bonneville, southern portions of Hardin County up towards Sonora. Those are where your tornado warning locations are right now. Severe thunderstorm warning still ongoing out here for Shrewsbury, Ready, Settler, Sunfish, Bee Spring, Black Gold, and Big Ready out there toward south central Kentucky. Those are where your main two warnings are at this time. You kind of see the scope of this line, though, stretching all the way from Vanceburg, Kentucky, all the way down toward the Hopkinsville area. That's where your main line is at this point. Special weather statement in blue here has been issued for Morgantown. This is probably for 45-mile-per-hour winds. It is up to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. So Morgantown, Woodbury, a strong thunderstorm about to impact your area. So got all the colors here: red, yellow, and green, or red, yellow, and blue. Yes, again, Harrisburg will be impacted by the line, but I don't think it will be quite severe. Take a look around here. What we have going on? Can't tell if that's trying to tighten up or let's flip around here. Let's take a look. You trying to tighten up, little buddy? That's still 37,000, 38,000 now. So it's actually gone 39,000. So it's actually going up in height. So this storm right here, this cell, yeah, it looks like it's trying to tighten back up once again. So just to the south of Millerstown, this is going to head along the Hardin County line here, stretching out toward Magnolia, Hammondville, Lone Star, and Bonneville. Again, tornado warning is still active, and this does still look like a rotating signature absolutely here on the radar. Again, still noticing some strong wind gusts up to 60 mile per hour back out here along Highway 187. Tornado warning's just been updated to shred off the backside there. I like that the NWS is doing this, shredding off the backside as it's being left out. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, no, it looks like you're just to the north of it, so you're going to miss, thankfully, the main area of rotation. No alarms yet. Those alarms should have been going off for the last 20 minutes. Southern Greene County is still not really seeing a whole lot for you at the moment. It'll probably be about another hour, hour and a half or so. Thank you for the update out of Greenville. This most likely would clip the northern portions of Taylor County, whoever asked about that. Meade County, you're good. You're north of where this is happening right now. Madison, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Again, we're kind of focusing more on what's actually happening. If you're actually looking for forecast information on what to expect throughout the morning, all that information is on our pages, on both on Twitter and Facebook. Williamsburg, this will affect you, but it'll be several hours. Radcliffe, you're to the north of the main action right now. I would say all clear, but I want to see how these cells perform up here. So I'm not going to give all clear yet, but right now, nothing happening there of interest. By the way, guys, if you guys know that you're in a very, very, very small town, for example, someone just asked about Snap, Kentucky, I have absolutely no idea where that is. I'm just going to be very transparent with you. It's impossible for any one person to know where all small towns are in Kentucky. If you can give me a bigger city near you, I could probably help you out a little bit more. But again, like for example, I live in Radcliffe. I don't expect everyone to know where Radcliffe is. I always just say E Town. Just to give an example there. I can't. It's impossible to know where every single small town is. There's so many. Um, Up to Kentucky, you are currently included in that. Well, actually, you're just on the outside of that tornado warning. But I assume if they extend this tornado warning, that you will be eventually included in the next one. So you need to treat this like you're in that tornado warning. Prepare your safe spot at this time. Bowling Green, you still got about an hour and a half or so until it gets to your area. I do expect it to be strong to maybe severe by the time it gets there. Again, Highway 187 is included in that severe thunderstorm warning. Expect 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. Again, Cheyenne, the warning was going off in Radcliffe because the very southern portion of Hardin County was under a tornado warning. Once that occurs, the entire county goes off. The entire county siren systems go off. Nothing was ever of danger in Radcliffe. Roberto, thank you for the 200 stars. I appreciate that. For your 300 stars, actually appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alexa, you have a while. Several hours. Lexington, looks like a bunch of rain and lightning going on up there. Don't expect this to get severe. Too much rain surrounding that line there. Don't expect this part to get severe. Yeah, once again, E-Town's completely fine. The one area of Hardin County is setting off the siren system for the entire county. You can see for yourself on the radar, there's nothing there. It's for the very southern portion of the county. Hodgenville seeing a strong thunderstorm there, not severe. And this portion of the severe line will miss Hodgenville. Owensboro, you're too far northwest. I don't think anything happens there tonight. Or this morning, I should say. My goodness. Yeah, I see it, Ivy. I just haven't. I don't see anything new. Glasgow, yes, you're still at risk, probably until about 8 a.m. now at this point. Again, this was all delayed by a few hours. Sorry, guys, I'm starting to hit a wall here. I think I'm at 20 hours of being awake now. Starting to hit a wall a little bit. Bear with me here. Magnolia will be, if this is extended, will be in the new trainer warning if it's extended. Let's go ahead and check back on the velocities once more here. Looks like it's really starting to die down at this point. Hopefully that continues to be the case. I mean, this can just go down to a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, this is not really a tornado signature at this point. This is more of a elevated rotation signature. So I'll bet you we might see some hail. There's the hail core there. So this is the vertically integrated liquid. So this storm has now transferred up into the atmosphere. This is no longer at this point, even though it's still a tornado warning. This is no longer at this point. It can change. This is no longer a tornado warned cell right here. This is more of a hail cell at this point. So just to make that clear there. Litchfield, Kentucky, this line's already past you. I would say you're probably all good, but give it a little bit longer. Yes, Angie, Central Hardin's completely fine. Greenville, East and Madisonville, this is already past you at this point. I would say you're probably all good there, but let's keep an eye on things. Taylorsville, Kentucky, you're too far north. I don't think anything really happens for you this morning. Perhaps some rain and maybe some lightning, but nothing severe. Elizabethtown, I think you may be just a bit too far north of this. Again, once this main line pushes through, I think you're all clear, but I want to take a little bit longer and just see how these cells act behind the line. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and look. Cape is really starting to shove into Kentucky at this point. Yeah, there's still some energy behind the line, so I don't want to give anyone any all clears. But once that main line pushes through, ideally you would be all clear in a perfect scenario. But this is such a weird setup. I don't want to give anyone any all clears just yet. And they are going to change this to a severe thunderstorm warning. So again, this is now for, I would have bet you 60 mile per hour wind gusts and a quarter sized hail. So again, this is still a severe threat for Magnolia, Mount Sherman, Harbin, Hammondville, Jonesville, Highway 210, Highway 61. This is still a severe threat, but this is not tornado warning at this time for those locations. So once again, this is now going to be transferred to a severe thunderstorm warning, and the tornado warning is going to be dropped. Again, timelines anywhere between now and about 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Russellville, Kentucky, probably have about an hour until this cell reaches you. That would probably be your main show. Yes, Aaron. Yes, you are still in the severe thunderstorm warned area. Bowling Green, you still have about an hour and a half or so till it gets to your area. Should be strong to severe. No one's in the clear. Just to be very clear here, no one's in the clear. There's still energy behind this line, so we have to watch these cells that are happening behind here. Now the odds are significantly less behind the line, but there is still some energy in place. So we have to keep an eye on it. Graham, we're going to get to that at a different point. With these types of setups, I like to take each event one at a time. So we'll get to that probably later this morning. London, Kentucky, you have several hours to get to your area. Probably won't be until 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Should be weaker, ideally, by the time it gets there. But again, weird setups do weird things. Tornado warning is going to be canceled here soon, Adam. It was for Candyville to Litchfield to over here toward Millerstown. That was the path. Eastview's fine. Probably within the hour from Muhlenberg. Yeah, it's because you're behind the line now. It's past you, Jennifer. How long till it's Scottsville? Probably about 2 hours. Yeah, Vieira. It is absolutely insane how we went from 30 degrees to about 60 degrees overnight. That doesn't happen. That usually doesn't happen. E-Town's pretty much good. I want to see how these cells go though. Currently though, no severe threat at the moment. Wayne County still has several hours, by the way. Whoever asked about that. Sorry, I don't have the friendly tone of voice right now that I usually have. Just trying to make it work at this point. Just trying to get through with you guys. The thunderstorm warning has been expanded now. This does include places as Hart County, Butler County, Grayson County, Warren County, Edmonson County. Moving to the southeast at about 40 mile per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gust and quarter size hail, the main threat for those areas. Again, that's going to be from Morgantown to Woodbury to Brownsville, just to the north of Bowling Green, not to include Bowling Green. Again, you can see it for yourself. It cuts off the Bowling Green area. But again, for those areas there, so the central portion of this line is pretty severe at this point. It's probably a solid 100-mile stretch here, right? Something like that. Knox, Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, good to go for now. Not currently under severe threat. These storms are to the south of those areas. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quickly. You guys watch the radar here. I'm going to put it in motion for you. Watch the radar here. Make sure it doesn't go bye-bye. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to put this in motion for you. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quickly. Lots of coffee, lots of water today. I'll be back in about a minute and a half. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. That's insane. I leave for what, a minute there, and we dropped 150 viewers. We have some, we have some really impatient folks, huh? I'm just playing around. Yes, the Hellcore is still there, but it's to the south of Sonora. Yeah, Lauren, that's not gonna be a fun drive. Again, if you're looking for forecast information, all of that is on our page. Right now, we're focused on the actual nowcasting that's going on. Sorry if you see me looking up or to the right. I'm looking at the other screens here, just trying to keep posting on everything. I still just cannot believe there was not a watch issued. Is this a crazy event? No, but it's you got to add context to things sometimes. This is the first severe weather event in Kentucky in what, 3 months at least. We've had little bitty strong storm events here and there, but this is the first real severe event in Kentucky at least since November, probably longer than that. Um, it's happening in the middle of the night, actually going into the morning now. I genuinely, I could go on a soapbox about this, but sometimes organizations don't make any sense to me. I guess I'll just leave it at that. This absolutely should have had a watch issue. We've already had 3 tornado warnings, and going on to 4 to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. And I believe this is probably just getting started. So just insane to me. The rotation south of Sonora, I'll take a look at it real quickly. Yeah, this is not, so just a little teaching lesson here for whoever mentioned that. This is not indication of tornado. So this is rotation. You see the red next to the green. You did spot that correctly. But the red next to the green, when it's this broad and this wide and not very bright. Sorry, someone started their car next to me. That scared the crap out of me. This is indication of elevated rotation. Elevated. There's differences. There's elevated rotation and there's surface-based rotation. Elevated rotation indicates a risk of damaging winds and hail, which is what we're seeing right now. And it's a surface-based rotation, which, matter of fact, this one out here almost looks more surface-based than this one does. Surface-based rotation, that's where you get your tornado signatures from. This one is definitely more broad, more wide, less bright. This indicates elevated rotation. So if you go back here further, go see how that was much brighter, much tighter, and how much more broad and dull it is now. That's the difference. So just a little teaching moment there. Yeah, May 26th, Grim, and then my son was born on May 27th. So a fun 36 hours for me. I do want to keep an eye on this one. This area just to the west of Wax is rotating. It's not quite tight enough to really produce anything impressive, but it's just something worth keeping an eye on there as it heads to the east. Yeah, Michael, May 26th was a fun time. So May 26th was actually one of the more historic outbreaks we've had since December of 2021. And then my son was born the next morning, or the next day. That was needless to say, I was very tired. Yeah, a lot of people think that, Grill, but you have to remember the 2 days before that we spent cranking out forecast and all that information. It was a long 5 days, very long 5 days. Caitlin, yes and no. I think again we're gonna see this pulse up and down. So I think we have to we have to stop over. If I'm being honest, we have to stop over analyzing. At this point, it is what it is. We'll watch the radar. We'll go along here with you guys. Sometimes we can. Sometimes if we really hyper focus on things, we can overanalyze things. And I think right now there's a lot of folks overanalyzing, and rightfully so. Severe weather's scary, especially in the middle of the night. But right now, let's just watch the radar. Right now, what we're seeing is more elevated threats. This does indicate more hail, more winds, less tornadoes. Let's hope this trend continues, and we'll go with that. Trying to look ahead, trying to do all these little things, it's going to get you caught up. Right now, we're just watching the radar. We're relaxing. We're listening to George, and we're waiting to see what happens here. All the last 48 hours, 72 hours, that was the time to forecast. That was the time to go look at all the new stuff. Now it's just about letting the thing. Sometimes you gotta let it ride. That's when I get caught up in life. That's my motto. Let it ride. What will be is going to be. At this point, we now cast. We see what's going on in the moment. Allie, blue box is just a strong storm statement. This is not a severe cell. Yeah, and I just did about 10 minutes ago. They probably haven't updated yet. Energy levels still look good to support strong to severe storms. Not as impressive as they were earlier. If this line did come in at 2 to 3 a.m. like it was supposed to, it would have been a rowdy. It would have been a rowdy time for a lot of folks. Since this got delayed a little bit, a lot of that energy has pushed east, which has displaced the main line versus the actual main area of energy. When that occurs, obviously storms aren't as strong as they could have been. So far, even though we've had the one tornado warning, and it did look like a very respectable tornado warning, I do believe that at some point that probably touched down. Again, I don't have eyes on the ground, so I can't tell you for sure. But I do believe at some point that touched down. We're actually getting probably one of the better case scenarios right now. James, it should be, but again, I want to reiterate, weird setups can do weird things. I'm not giving anyone the all clear yet, but in E-Town or Radcliffe, you're pretty much all clear. I want to see what this little line that's trying to get going up here does, but pretty much. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so here we go. Right here's the newest model data coming in. Shows the strength of that line. Lots of purple showing up. But then as I advances forward, really tames it down a little bit. Really tames it down. So honestly, we might be heading toward a weakening trend. Cross our fingers. Just don't pay attention to this word here. A lot of people like to look at that and freak out. This is just don't pay attention to this. What we're looking at is all the other stuff on here that you guys are going to have absolutely no idea about. This probably looks absolutely insane to you. Just be like the first. I just now starting to get comfortable with these charts. When I first started doing this and opening all these charts up, my goodness, the amount of anxiety I had. I'm just looking at some numbers here. So yeah, we might have really tanks down there. So we might have another hour and a half on the severe window. And that's mainly going to be, yeah, I'm not really seeing, let me look. I'm going to start giving some all clears. Just give me just 1 second. What a joke, by the way. Again, I know you guys are not going to have it. Right now, I'm just looking at different indexes that we have available to us. I'm just kind of looking around here. Trying to crunch different numbers in my head. I'm literally trying to do calculus in my head at 6 a.m. in the morning on like, I woke up yesterday at like 9 a.m. So we're approaching 21 hours awake trying to do calculus in my head. This is not a good combination. Would not recommend. Yeah, I think we can start giving some. What in the world happened in the 2 seconds I was gone? What in the world? 2 trainer warnings active. What in the world? Oh, that rotation tightened back up. So for whoever was asking about the Magnolia rotation, this is what in the world? Oh, now you put a watch out. We've only been asking for this for 4 hours, by the way. Trainer watch has been issued, by the way. Pretty much everyone in pink. So everyone that's not included in the watch, which is what I was about to say anyway, you're all clear. So if you're not in pink, you're all clear. So just that's a really good line of sight there. I'm gonna turn this off for a second though, so we can look at the radar because that is extremely bright. Are you serious? I gotta text them about that. We gotta be able to turn these watches off. We have to be able to turn the watches off, like the eyeball anyway. Let's do it here for now. I want that quick button. Okay, so we do have, let's go ahead and switch the radar down here. So real quickly, just get the bulletins out there. That's absolutely rotating, by the way. Tornado warning has been issued. This one is for Butler County and Edmonson County in south central Kentucky. That is a radar indicated rotation. Moving east at 55 mile per hour will impact Windyville, Round Hill, Black Gold, Broadway, Brooklyn, Sunfish, Straw, Huff, Asphalt, and Reedyville. That is one that we've been watching for a while. Not an overly impressive signature there, but nonetheless, signature rotation there for those locations. Another tornado warning has been issued over here. This is going to be for Southern Magnolia. This is tightened back up over the last little bit. See how it's kind of circling around itself right there? It's a lot tighter than what it was. This is going to be for Greene, LaRue, Hart, and Taylor counties in central Kentucky until 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. That is radar indicated as well. It will be near Campbellsville at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Other locations impacted does include Bloyd, Bengal, Badger, Saloma, Mack, Pikeview, Hobson, Jonesville, White Rose, and Durhamtown in central Kentucky. So 2 tornado warnings there and the little 2 minutes that I was gone looking at the other site there. But once again, we're going to real quickly show you that, let me go turn it back on here. If you are in pink, you are under a tornado watch, and this does go until next 5 hours. Until 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm assuming they're going to drop folks as this passes through. But if you're not in pink, you are good to go. Yeah, Noodlehead. That's just great. We've been asking for this for 4 hours, and they issue it after it's already started. That's not the point of a watch. That's the point of a warning, not a watch. Are there 2 tornado watches? What in the world? It must just be a bug or something. Turn this back off real quickly, if I can remember how to do it. Caitlin, again, just give it time. Just give it time. What's the difference between a warning and a watch? A watch is supposed to be issued hours in advance for the potential of whatever that watch is for. So it's a thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch or a winter weather watch. It's supposed to be issued several hours in advance, or at least a couple of hours in advance, for the preparations of the potential. A warning is something that's actively actually happening. I can't see the map. Maybe refresh the broadcast because it's right there. Take a look again. Take a look at the correlation coefficient chart. Sorry, I've been ranting about that. It's crazy to me that it took the event actually starting for that watch to come out. Just absolutely mind-boggling to me. That's not the point of that. Again, for those of you looking for forecast information, that's on our Twitter and Facebook. By the way, I need to go retweet those warnings. Right now, we're going to cover the actual warnings that are occurring. Sorry, trying to catch my breath. I'm like running out of breath. I'm still trying to recover from the bronchitis I had. Not as bad now as what it once was. It got bad there for a little bit. Thankfully, we really didn't have a whole lot of weather activity going on. Yeah, so tornado warning is for very far northern portions of Warren County. It's not actually for Bowling Green. Bowling Green, you are clear at the moment. Yes, Ashley, we covered that. Go back over here. Yes, Lexington is under a tornado watch until 11 a.m. Eastern time, apparently. It's very warm outside. So if you're waking up this morning, about to head out to work or whatever you might be doing in school, you're going to notice a very big difference from yesterday. Very, very big difference from yesterday. It's in mid 60s for a lot of folks. You want to reiterate for those of you that just now might be tuning in, we do have tornado warnings active down in Brownsville, heading toward Windyville, Asphalt, Jetson, Big Ready, Sunfish, Bee Springs, and Straw, Kentucky. Tornado warning active there. Tornado warning also active just to the south of Magnolia, just to the south of Mount Sherman, along Highway 210, toward Bengal, Saloma. I'm trying to zoom in here so I get some more specific cities. Bloyd and Creel County, or Creel cities in Kentucky there. So 2 tornado warnings active for those locations. Nothing else active really for anywhere else. Strong storm special weather statement up here for Winchester, Kentucky. Probably 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts occurring there, just to the southeast of Lexington Metro. Long severe thunderstorm warning here from Bonneville toward Greensburg, probably for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and that is the threat there for Greene and Hart counties. So this southern portion of the line where that better area of warm air is, that's the portion of the line that's getting strong to severe. So again, we're looking at those locations right now more specifically. I'm going to zoom this out just a smidge here. Southeastern Kentucky has several hours till this reaches your area, so you should be good there, Robert. Correct, Hannah. Again, I want to pull. Let me pull. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I'll pull this one over. No. So I'm going to turn the radar off. I'm going to turn the radar off. The radar. Oh my goodness. I'm going to turn the radar off for just a second. I just want to show you real quickly. There's your boxes for the warnings, by the way. I want to show everyone real quickly, and then we're going to leave it alone for a little while because I want to focus on the warning boxes. If you are in pink, you still have a tornado watch active all the way until 11 a.m. Eastern time. I do think as that line passes, you'll see them trim off the backside. I don't think everyone's going to be all the way until 11 a.m. Eastern time, but that's what the current watch is for. So basically, if you are in pink, you are not all clear. So hopefully this helps answer some questions. If you are gray or not in any pink at all, you are clear. Hopefully this helps answer some questions here. We'll get back to the radar here in just a second. I just want to take 1 minute, let everyone look at this, and just kind of get updated on what to expect here. This has all the city labels with it as well. So if you're next to one of those big cities, look for that big city label. There you go. I'm going to leave this here for just 1 minute, just so everyone can get updated on the tornado watch. The tornado watch is in pink. If you are not in pink, you are all clear without any threat. Just want to leave this up here just for just 1 second so you guys can look at it. And then we'll get back to the radar here. Again, if you do not see your city name, you are not in there. For example, if Hopkinsville, you are here, you are not in the pink. So if you see, I can't leave it zoomed out all the way. But if you are in that pink right there, you are in the watch. If you do not see your city name at all, you are not in the watch. Give about 10 more seconds. If you need to, take a screenshot of it so we can look at it as well. No, Danny, this is not. This is already past E-Town or Ratcliffe, my friend. Okay, that's the watch. Again, if you are in pink, you are not all clear. If you are not in pink, you are all clear. Hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit on that situation there. I'm going to go back to the radar here, take a look at what we got going on. I'm going to start checking in first with Brownsville. We do have some rotation ongoing there in Brownsville toward Windyville, Huff, Black Gold, Lindsayville, Sweden. This is moving east toward Highway 728, just to the north of Mammoth Cave National Park there in central Kentucky. Tornado warning ongoing there. Let's go ahead and check the warning up here toward the Campbellsville area. Not, unless this was spotted on the ground. I'm not quite sure why this was warned. Let me check the correlation chart real quickly. To be quite frank with you, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of actual tornado signature with this one. This still looks to me to be an elevated storm risk. So I'm assuming if I click the hail chart here, we'll see it brighten up, and we do. So this again indicates more of a hail threat to me. It does not indicate as much of a tornado threat. Not saying it's incorrect or wrong. Again, they might be seeing something we don't have the privilege to see. But at this point, from my radar, from my POV, this does not look like a tornado warning level rotation. This looks more like a damaging wind gust threat, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and a moderate hail threat. So again, for those folks that are in, Saloma, Bengal, Coakley, Allendale, Bloyd, White Rose, Badger, Kentucky. Tornado warning is still technically active, but I'm not really seeing an actual respectable threat. Magnolia, you're still under severe wind gust threat to Mount Sherman, and Jonesville, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust ongoing down there. The actual main cell that looks to be catching my eye at this moment is down here toward Brownsville. This is the area where I feel like the better organizational rotation might be. Come back out here for just 1 second. Woodbury, the storm has passed you. Brownsville, once again, you are still in that tornado warned box, and this is heading up toward your location. You should be in your safe spots. We did in Black Gold, you are still in that tornado warning as well. It's currently directly over your location. You should already be in your safe room. Again, if you're in a very small city and you probably know it, please give me a bigger city that's near you so I can help you identify your location quicker. Like, for example, I have no idea where Shrewsbury is, my friend. Like, for example, I'm in Radcliffe, and I don't expect a whole lot of people to know where Radcliffe is. So, for example, I would say E-Town. Just to kind of give an example there. It is impossible to know where every single little small town in Kentucky is. I'm just being very blunt with you because I want to give you your answers faster, but I can't do that if I'm having to look around. Smith's Grove looks like you might be gapped. Smith, you have a little dry slot there. But if a storm is to hit you, it'd be in about an hour or so. Bowling Green, nothing really active here at the moment. Anna is technically included in that warning box, but you can see for yourself that it's gapped. So really not a whole lot going on there. Shrewsbury would be near Litchfield, Kentucky. Thank you for that information. I appreciate that. So if that's the case up here, there's absolutely nothing going on. So you should be good. You can check these warning boxes for how these are headed. So see how these are kind of shaped to the southeast here? These are moving east-southeast. Yes, that's correct, Casey. Tornado Watch is active in Barberville. Kyle, thank you for the update out of Lexington. I appreciate you. I want to say real quickly thank you to everyone that's sharing the broadcast. We appreciate you helping us to spread our information out, keeping everyone safe and informed. Thank you for doing your part on sharing the broadcast. We appreciate that. Where is their storm shelter in Brownsville? I have no idea. I'm not connected with emergency management down there. Sonora and Upton, these storms are past you there. So ideally, you would be all clear at this point. Jetson near Morgantown. Oh, there it is. You're still technically included in the warning box, but of course, obviously, the line is past you, so you should be good to go. Take a look back at Brownsville once again. Switch a radar, probably. In between the two radars. A decent signature rotation there. Nothing super impressive. Probably some nice wind gusts going on there. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the rotation up here toward Campbellsville. Again, getting very broad. I'm not really sure, once again, why this is warned at this point. This should be just a severe thunderstorm warning. Not really seeing a respectable tornado threat there. James, we're not seeing any indications of that occurring at this point. BG's under tornado watch until about 11 a.m. Eastern time. I don't think they'll allow that to continue all the way until 11 a.m. Eastern time, but you are under a watch. Yeah, well, James, for some areas it is, like for where this line has already passed. Of course, the backside is going to be weaker, but the actual like eastern side of the line, no, it's still got its strength to it. Yeah, Lexington's probably good to go to sleep. Again, you're probably going to have some strong thunderstorms continue, but the actual severe threat, once this line passes you, it's really taking down those energies. So once again, I do think once the line passes you, generally should be good to go to sleep. We're still going to keep an eye on things though. Just kind of looking around real quickly. Danville, I believe you're under that trying to watch till 11 a.m. Eastern time. LaRue County, I don't think you're under that watch. If you are, even if you are, I do think you're pretty much good to go. Still going to keep an eye on things, but not really seeing a whole lot. Yeah, once that main line passes you, it's pretty much done, guys. So if you've already experienced your main line and it's to your south, you're pretty much good to go. Again, on model data, there's really not a whole lot there. Tompkinsville, you still have several hours, so it gets you probably another 2 to 3 hours till it gets to you. But you are under that watch till 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not really sure where Russell Springs is. Bluegrass Burlap, thank you for the update out of BG. I appreciate you. Kenneth, there's a tornado watch out. I don't see a tornado warning for Bowling Green. You could see it for yourself on the map here. Unless we're missing something. Let me check and see just to make sure. Or I put my foot in my mouth. Yeah, there's nothing here for Bowling Green. Again, Elizabeth, Bowling Green watch goes all the way to 11 a.m. Eastern time. Franklin, Kentucky, near Bowling Green, same thing for you. You're to the south there. You might actually end up getting gapped. Um, you might actually end up getting gapped. It'll be about another hour and a half or so for you in Franklin, Kentucky. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Brownsville. If I notice anything changing, I'll let you know. There is some nice rotation there. It's not exactly impressive, overly impressive, but that is so the difference. So look at the difference here. So this is more of an indication of surface-based rotation. May indicate a tornado is trying to form or is already formed on the ground. That's just the north of Brownsville. So this will not actually impact Brownsville. This will go north of Brownsville. And then you look over here at the difference. Here's the other tornado warning. There's nothing there. I like zooming in on my face sometimes. There's nothing there. So the tornado warning up here to me needs to be canceled. You can see the very stout differences between the two warnings. Very, very stout differences. Here, no rotation. Here, rotation. So that's the big differences right there for those of you that are wanting to know about those. Or Caitlin, who are these people you're listening to? 4 supercells heading to Bowling Green. You can look at the map here for yourself. There's not 4 supercells there. There is a one small cell right here that's not even strong or impressive yet. Now, again, that's not to say this one can't get strong or impressive. But right now, there's not 4 supercells aiming right at Bowling Green. Sometimes you guys got to question who you're getting your information from, because there's way too many people out there that claim they know what they're doing, and then they say something like 4 supercells are heading toward Bowling Green when there's not. So I gotta call like I see it. Currently, right now, Caitlin, yes, it is non-severe. What do you mean by gapped? Basically how it sounds. So like there's a gap. So for example, Smith's Grove right here. You have a cell here that's heading east. Let me pull the drawing pin out from WeatherWise here. By the way, don't forget to download WeatherWise. Use the WeatherWise radar. Like, legitimately the best free radar you can get. So here's the drawing tool from WeatherWise here. You have this cell here heading east. This cell here heading east. Nothing here that's heading toward Smith's Grove. So that would be a gap. Pretty much after the line of she says after the line of storms, after this line of storms, is it over? Pretty much. I don't see anything developing on the backside. Maybe some rain and maybe some weak lightning. But this is pretty much the main show here. So if you miss it, consider yourself lucky. Ashley, thank you for your 50 stars. I appreciate that. Scottsville, Kentucky, I have a couple of hours till it gets to your area. And it does pose a severe risk. Hodgenville, Sonora area clear? Pretty much, yes. I don't want to give any real stout all clears because technically there is a watch till 11 a.m. Eastern time for some reason. But you saw it for yourself on the model data. So here's the main line here for the model data. Look behind it. Nothing there. So at least according to model data, you're all clear. And I'm not really seeing anything behind it when I'm looking at actual current meso analysis either. So that's why we're kind of giving some soft clearings. There, I want to make it very clear. There's no tornado warning in Bowling Green, and if I keep seeing that, I'm not being mean, but if I keep seeing that, I'm going to start banning or suspending. The reason for that is not for me being mean. I just don't want misinformation spread in my chats. That's I will. Trust me, guys. I got the radar up. I got the sounds up. I got the weather radio up. I will let you guys know if there's a warning issued. I promise you. I haven't let you down yet. I hope. And again, it's not to be mean, it's not to be rude, but I'm just trying to keep the misinformation cleared out, trying to make sure we're getting accurate information to folks. Or drink more coffee. I think I need to get some food at this point. I've had so much coffee, my stomach is cramping. Not a good thing. Thank you, though, Corey. Appreciate you. And thank you to Heritage 52. By the way, Heritage 52 is the reason we have our studio that you guys see here and everything that we have here. So thank you to Heritage 52. So hopefully you guys go follow their page quickly to support them. In Brownsville, this is heading pretty much east. You can see the track here along with the warning box. I love how everyone's still calling it nighttime because we've all been up for so long, but it's really like 6:30 in the morning. Cassidy, nothing's been confirmed yet. Again, not a whole lot of eyes on the ground when we have these nocturnal events. Especially in Kentucky, we don't have a whole lot of storm chasers here. I would love to be able to go storm chase them one day, but then who's going to sit here behind the desk and let you know what's happening? You know what I mean? But really, no eyeballs on the ground, so we really probably won't have confirmations until EM offices, emergency offices, get out there to look at it, and that probably won't be until after the storm. So here we go. Here's the expansion of the tornado warning. Let's go ahead and read this bulletin here for you. This does now include more of Hart County and Edmonson County, and more specifically Horse Cave and Mumfordville. Let's go ahead and take a look at the velocity there for you real quickly. Does still indicate some rotation occurring. So once again, I want to point out real quickly, look at the differences here. Here's the tornado warning just to the north of Campbellsville. Not a whole lot going on there. Here's the tornado warning just to the east of Brownsville, heading toward Tom John's Crossing and Horse Cave and Mumfordville. Does indicate some rotation ongoing there. Again, I don't have eyeballs on the ground, but that is a pretty good signature by radar for the indication of rotation there. You're like the only person reporting. That's what we do. Long hours, I don't care. What we do. You know? I just feel like if you are going to sit there and follow me and follow our platform, that the least I can do to return that favor of you trusting us is to be here for you. You know, sometimes we're going to get forecasts wrong. That's how it goes. The least I can do is sit in this chair and be here for you. Again, Lena, I have no confirmations of anything yet. We really probably won't find out a whole lot, guys, when you have these nocturnal events like this, these nighttime events like this. You don't really find out a whole lot on confirmation sides of things until the actual sunrise occurs. So Caitlin says, how do you check for rotation on the... What is that? Oh. How do you check for rotation on WeatherWise app? Really good question. I'll switch to the overall display here for you. So there is a... On mobile, it's going to look a little bit different. It's a box down here. And you come down here, and these are all your different modes that you can look at on the radar. So velocity is what you look for when it comes to wind directions and wind speeds. So for example, here in Brownsville, where we see these really tight colors next to each other here, these would be indications of rotation here. Now this is not the most impressive look I've ever seen, but it does indicate some rotation occurring at the surface. So for example, in Bowling Green, right, with this storm that's here, see how there's no differences of any colors there? This is not any rotation. So again, just wanted to point that out real quick. So just so you see the two differences. So once again, no real changes on any colors here. These little bits here don't really count. They have to be in a circle like this, really nice and tight, very vibrant. That's how you check for rotation, at least very simply. There's more that goes into it, but that's real simply how it looks there. If there is a strong tornado on the ground, this right here called the correlation coefficient, this will brighten up. So again, we don't really see a whole lot of that here. We do see some spikes over here, but not a whole lot. Again, down here toward Bowling Green and stuff, you don't really see a whole lot of that occurring. Up here, you see some whites mixing in, maybe some purples. Down here, you don't see anything. That's the difference there. So there may be a little bit of something going on just to the east of Brownsville. But that's kind of how you check for some rotation. Just, I mean, again, there's more in depth that goes into that, but very, very simply, that's what that process looks like there. So again, if you're just now tuning in here with us, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. We do have tornado warnings active. I'm not really going to count this one up here. I don't think that's a tornado warning at all. We're just going to focus on this one to the I-65 corridor here. Mumfordville to Horse Cave to Tom John's Crossing, back out toward Brownsville. That's where the best pocket of rotation is right now. There is also a severe thunderstorm warning active for Summersville to Bluff Boom, Glen Lily, Bonneville, so on and so forth there for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Those are the only real pockets of any type of severe storms. There are also some stronger thunderstorms ongoing for Mount Sterling, Jeffersonville, Winchester, and Gainesway up in northern Kentucky and eastern Kentucky, but those are not quite severe. I don't expect them to get too severe. You're a little bit too far north of that warm front there. There is a tornado watch that is active. I'll go ahead and show that real quickly here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we went over it several times. Basically, if you are in pink, I know it kind of looks weird right now with the whole radar overlay and everything ongoing there, but if you are in pink, you are under a tornado watch till 11 a.m. Eastern time unless they cancel it for you as you pass through this line. If you are not in pink, you are not included in the tornado watch and you are all clear. So Radcliffe, E-Town clear, Louisville, Frankfort clear, Lexington, realistically, you're clear. Cynthiana, everyone up in northern Kentucky, you've been clear the whole time. It's not anything different to you. Owensboro, Henderson, Morganfield, Madisonville, Salem, Princeton, Benton, Murray, Mayfield, so on and so forth, all clear. So hopefully that clears up some questions there for you guys. I'm going to turn this back off now so it doesn't look absolutely crazy. Looks like a big highlighters threw up all over the screen there. But again, so it looks like they're rolling with a severe thunderstorm warning for this one over here toward Taylor County, heading toward Liberty. This tornado warning will probably be allowed to expire here soon. So the only tornado warning in the state at this point will be Mumfordville to Horse Cave, back out toward Brownsville, where once again we do see a pocket of rotation occurring. Looks like it's beginning to weaken. Hopefully that trend continues there. So that's your current status report for around the state there. Oh, sorry, my eye was itching there. I seriously appreciate you, George. I'm not going to mention anyone specifically, but my wife used to watch a different weather guy. He always used trigger words. You're real and don't spread hysteria for views. Hey, that's what we do. I appreciate that, and that's why we you see we have sponsors here. By the way, Without Hyper Roofing, Digital Solutions, FBI Buildings, WeatherWise, where I implement. our other sponsors that aren't on the broadcast package. We craft our packages to where it doesn't depend on you guys clicking on things. For the sole reason that I never want to be in the business of making you guys have to click on things in order for me to make money. Right? I don't realistically I don't need you guys to watch for me to make money. Now does it help? Absolutely, of course. There's no secret in that. It's what we do. But that's why we craft everything the way we do, so we don't have to rely on that. So I'd never want to be that person because I can't stand that stuff. When someone says super mega outbreak or gorilla hell, it quite frankly, and sorry for the language, but it pisses me off because it just does nothing but freak you guys out. And then our job is to give you guys real information. If there's a box over your county, over your city, you are in that warning. Radar warning is active for Southern Hardin and Edmonson County, and a severe thunderstorm warning is active for Lincoln, Marion, Taylor, Casey counties. Severe thunderstorm warning is also active for Greene and Central Hart counties. So for the person that's asking about Butler County, I don't currently see a warning over your area. Caitlin, again, I mean it's right next door to you. I don't expect it to rapidly intense in the next 10 miles. This is probably just going to be a strong thunderstorm. Reed on YouTube, can you give me a bigger city near you, my friend, so I can help you out a little bit? I have no idea where Wheelwright is. Yes, if you're on a horse cave, you need to be in your safe spots at this time. You do have a tornado warning cell over you or heading toward you, and at this time, it does look to be weakening. Once again, if I pull this back, put this into motion here, pull this back. Let's go right there. Is about where it peaked out at. So here's see how you have the bright colors right next to each other in a nice circle there, and then we have it to where it is now, where it's a little bit more dull. That shows it as a sign of weakening. Again, still a signature rotation, but so you need to respect the tornado warning, but does indicate some signs of potential weakening occurring. Everything suddenly stopped in Mammoth Cave. Yeah, that's probably. I think the Mammoth Cave is just to the yeah, you're just to the south of that rotation there, so it's probably why everything stopped there. Not anything to freak out about. Okay, take a real quick look around at the weather world here. See what we're looking at. Try to wake the body back up. Okay. Yeah. Looking good so far. Looking good so far. Check back in on this one in Bowling Green for my friends down there in BG. Yeah, nothing, just nothing there. Just nothing there. Yeah, so for those folks that are in BG that are our friends from down there, I don't see anything from that cluster there that remotes any type of concern. Wheelwright is between Pikeville and Prestonsburg. So all the way out here. Yeah, you still have probably 6 to 7 hours or so, 5 to 6 hours, if you will, 5 to 7 hours, if you will, until it gets to you. Should be weaker by then, but again, weird setups do weird things, guys. They can sometimes just drag on for hours and hours and hours for absolutely no reason. On the same hand, right, Bowling Green has this cluster of storms down here that should realistically, because of the energy it has, right? We see all the energy lined up over Bowling Green here. It should realistically be severe, but it's not. And then you have the severe thunderstorm up here, which should realistically be borderline severe, but it's actually pretty darn severe. So weird setups do weird things. Yes, Upton is good, Elizabeth. Sorry, guys, forget the stretchies. And I just said, that's how I know I'm a dad now because I just said stretchies. I have never in my life before I had a kid said the word stretchies before. So I think I'm officially a dad now. Gotta wake the body back up here. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like 6:45 a.m. Eastern time, but I might have to go grab a Mountain Dew. Again, Solomon, we won't have any confirmations on anything until at least sunrise. Flash flood warning has gone up out here in eastern Kentucky, from Moorhead to Salt Lick to Mount Sterling out there in Jeffersonville, Stanton, Frenchburg, and West Liberty. Again, main two focuses right now: severe thunderstorm warning for Baffordsville to Mansville to Jacktown to Peyton Store to Butchertown. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat there. Tornado warning does exist from Mumfordville to Horse Cave to Hardyville to Tom John's Crossing. Let's go ahead and check back in on the velocity there. It is kind of brightening back up a little bit, so again, gotta respect this if you're in Mumfordville, Horse Cave along I-65 there, hopefully. 645. Might catch some warning with commuters there. Not a good situation developing over I-65 as central Kentucky. Hopefully, this one's not touching the ground. It's just a funnel cloud or something. Brownsville cleared? Yes. I have no idea that Megan where Burlington is. If you give me a bigger city near you, I can help you out. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a Mountain Dew real quick. I've got to do something here. Don't go anywhere. Last time I left, like 400 people left. If you all leave, you're getting banned. I'm just playing. Love you guys. Drop with the band hammer. I try not to. I try to give people benefits of the doubt. Yes, Tiff. Brownsville's cleared. Do want to not really seeing any correlation drops, but I am seeing some lightning just outside of the rotation, which may indicate some rapid strengthening of this cell. We're really going to keep an eye on this cell toward. Hope you guys don't mind. We're going to kind of just stay right here on this cell because this one might be trying to drop a little something here. Yeah, we'll survive. We'll survive, crabs. I want to say real quickly, thank you again to everyone that's sharing the broadcast on Facebook and on YouTube, and everyone that's followed, all the new followers and subscribers tonight. Thank you guys again for the likes too. You guys have been absolutely crazy with the star donations and everything else. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you all. Your all supporters was keeping me going here. Start for Glasgow. Probably about another 45 minutes or so. You'll get this cell. It's in Bowling Green. Not severe at the moment yet. What's the difference? What's the difference between a meteorologist and a forecaster? I don't got a fancy paper that says I'm a meteorologist. That's the difference. Because I'm not paying the money for that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? But that's also why I make it clear that I'm not a meteorologist because I don't want people getting mad. You know, yeah. No, if you are above the storms, you're good. Above, like to the north of the storms. Icarus, I appreciate that. They don't show the red or the green. Are you on the right radar site? If you're in Bowling Green, Caitlin, you need to be down here on this radar site and on this one here toward Pembroke. Is it showing this right here? Is this what you're seeing, Caitlin? If so, that's because there's really no reversing winds happening. You're just getting winds one way. Yeah, so you're just seeing one. You're just seeing one shade of winds, which means you're just getting one motion of winds. You're not getting winds going. The reason we're seeing red and green here is because we're getting winds going two different ways. What software are you? This is WeatherWise. You can download it at weatherwise.app. Really, again, to me, guys, it's a brand new radar and it's already the best radar that's free on the market. You just can't get it. You can't get much better than this. 1 hour delay for schools for Hart County. That's good because you're going to have this here along the I-65 line. That's not going to be fun to drive through. Even if this is not tornadic, this is going to produce strong wind gusts. You don't want buses out there in 60-mile-per-hour winds. You just don't. Good call. Good call by the schools. A 1 hour delay will be perfect. Jackie, I would love to help you, but I have no idea where Eubank is. If you could give me a bigger city near you, I would help you. See, Anthony did that perfect. That's a perfect example. Russell Springs, Columbia, Jamestown. Gave me 3 different areas that I might recognize. That's perfect, Anthony. Thank you. Because I do know where Columbia is. I actually used to live there. So you have about an hour. Never mind. You have about 2 hours so it gets to you. You'll get this cell from Bowling Green. Not quite severe. Could be severe by the time it gets to you, but we'll keep an eye on that. By the way, this cell for the tornado warning does look like it's starting to weaken quite a bit. Hopefully that trend continues. Starting to see this red explode. So if one wind becomes dominant, usually it's a sign of a weakening. We're going to keep an eye on it though, because we still have the bright signature here from the inflow. So we're going to keep an eye on it just a smidge here. But signs are pointing toward the fact that it might be weakening there. Burlington is Campbellsville. There's apparently rotation there. No, Campbellsville, not really seeing any. There's very, very broad upper level rotation there, but you can see the difference. So here's Campbellsville, right? Very dual. Here's where rotation's actually happening. Very bright. So no real rotation there in Campbellsville. Estimation till BG's in the clear. Probably about 30 minutes. Franklin, Kentucky, you might end up seeing absolutely nothing. Just because you're right. Look, here's the line here moving east, and not really a whole lot to the west of you. If you do see something, it'll be in about an hour and a half. New tornado warning over here. This is going to be for, if I click the correct warning, that is Lincoln, Marion, and Casey counties in central Kentucky. Go ahead and click on the radar there. And with that new radar scan, we do see a bit of very weak rotation there. Just to the east out there toward Jacktown. Between Jacktown and Merrimack. This is, again, not anything super impressive. But again, just enough to where I do think they are in the right to issue that tornado warning there. Again, we'll keep an eye on that location for you guys as well. Lee County's good. Russellville, Kentucky, so got a little. Well, Russellville, Kentucky, you should be all clear here soon. Cave City, you got about a half hour till it gets to you or so. That part of the line does not look severe currently. Whitney, I have no idea where Beachmont, Kentucky is. Cub Run's good to go, by the way, whoever was asking about Cub Run. Richmond, Kentucky. Got a strong thunderstorm there, not quite severe, but 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust will be felt over the next 20 minutes. BC, I'm not sure where BC is. Caitlin, relax. It's okay, I promise. The Bowling Green line looks fine still. I promise you, I will call your name out if Bowling Green looks to be anything dangerous. But I promise you, it's fine. It is just a thunderstorm there. Cave City, I think I just mentioned Cave City. You got about 30 minutes till it gets to you. Strong thunderstorm activity, but not quite severe for that part of the line that's going to get to you. Danville looks pretty good. Strong rain going on there, but nothing severe. What mode am I on the radar? Currently, I'm on reflectivity. For the wind that I've been looking at, or rotation, we go to velocity. Look at the winds. I'm so happy you guys are asking questions. Like, dude, I love answering questions about how to work their radar because their radar is so good. I want you guys to learn how to use this because this is a real radar here. Not none of that crap you get on AccuWeather or Weather on the Ground or your local. I hate to say it, but your local news station apps. Those are not real radars. Those are very, very disgusting radars. So if you ever have any questions about how to use the radar, just always message me or comment, and I will try to get back to you because I would love to teach you guys how to use this. Yeah, welcome to the party, Crabs. Is Mount Sterling clear now, Northeast Lexington? Yeah, pretty much. You do still have some flash flooding going on there, but as for real hazardous type of severe weather, not too bad there. Smith's Grove, it's coming into your area right now. Just a strong thunderstorm at this point. Normally, I would say so. I do want to check and see if they've canceled anyone from that tornado watch real quickly. Looks like they are dropping people because if I remember correctly, Grayson County was included in this. Correct? So I think they're dropping counties as this line pushes through, which makes sense. Again, I don't know why it came out so late, but you know, the National Weather Service will do what the National Weather Service does. This is why I always say watches really don't matter too much. I mean, they do obviously, but if one doesn't get issued, don't let your guard down because you're gonna have situations like this. Is that a severe warning out there in Eastern Kentucky? Is that what I just saw in the corner of my eye? That is. Hello, little guy. Where did you come from? Jeffersonville to Frenchburg. You have a severe thunderstorm warning for your area. This is going to be for the 60-mile-per-hour wind gust there. Let's go ahead and check the radar out there in Eastern Kentucky. We haven't had a whole lot to do out here in Eastern Kentucky yet. Yeah, it looks like a little microburst ongoing out there. You get the very displaced rotation ongoing. So this is indicative of some surface wind gust ongoing. Basically near Frenchburg, heading east out toward Azale, Kentucky. First time I've actually gotten to mention Eastern Kentucky, our friends out there. I do want to take a look back out into Central Kentucky here where the current tornado warnings are. It looks like they're going to cancel this tornado warning out here from Mumfordville and Horse Cave and go to a severe thunderstorm warning for Greensburg to Monroe, which is a good call there because that does not look like tornadic rotation. Yeah, this warning over here also does not look like too much tornadic rotation either. You could argue both of these warnings should be canceled at this point. You could argue that right now we shouldn't actively have any tornado warnings in the state. But again, this is kind of going into a radar gap a little bit. We don't really have a radar out here. So I want to take a look at this. Yeah, there's a little bit there. There's a little bit. Not an overwhelming amount. But there's a little bit there. So your two locations of tornado warnings right now, Mumfordville to Horse Cave, that one will be canceled. And you also have this one out here for Houstonville to Peyton Store to Jacktown, where that tornado warning is there. And then once again out here for Eastern Kentucky, from Frenchburg to Denniston, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust for the microburst there. So those are your three warnings right now throughout the state. Monroe County still got a couple of hours till it gets to you down there. That's if you even see anything at this point. It's quite the dry slot out here. Strong to severe risk are on the table. But again, it's a couple of hours away. You can't hear me? Can someone tell Misty to restart her broadcast because the mics are lighting up? Can you guys type 1 in the chat if you can hear me? Making sure that this is going to work here. Yeah, Caitlin, it's really good. They're also working on building in a tutorial, I believe, as well, which is, again, great. Okay, I see a lot of ones coming in now. Okay, we're good. So, yeah, it's just on that one person's in there, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but hopefully someone can let her know to restart her broadcast, and then also let her know that Monroe County is good to go. Glasgow, you have a strong thunderstorm out to be in your area in about an hour or so. Not quite severe. Thank you guys for all the ones. I appreciate you. But it did cut out for a minute. Thank you for the explanation there. I appreciate that. So the one tornado warning has been allowed to expire. We still do have the other one over here. I imagine if I click on this again, yeah, I'm just not quite sure. I do appreciate their preemptive effort to warn that before it did get bad, but I think this could probably be canceled out here for Houstonville. Not really seeing anything indicative of tornadic activity there. Also, want to take a real quick look at the hail chart here on vertically integrated liquid. So again, here you go. Here's an example. So that rotation that we did see for this tornado warned area in Houstonville has now gone elevated, and it's now producing a hell core out there. So again, another indication that we probably should cancel that tornado warning and put out an extended severe thunderstorm warning. So I imagine that's what we'll see here in the next couple of minutes. I want to take a look real quick at the current meso analysis, see if anything's updated here. This website updates slower than like when my grandma goes through Walmart. It's so slow. I love my grandma, by the way. It's just a running joke I make of her. Okay, HWR model does indicate some rotation out here in eastern Kentucky in an hour or so. Keep an eye on that. But again, as you can see here, so this is a brand new model run coming in here live on your screen. After that main line, this is the main line we're looking at on our radar, by the way. After that passes through, there's nothing really behind it. So once this main line does pass you, you are ideally all clear. Yeah, I always joke with her about that. She's one of those people that likes to look at everything in one part, even if she's like never really ever going to buy it. But yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Frenchburg up there. It's a little bit displaced of the main energy, so I don't think, again, weird setups do weird things, but I don't think it's going to mature anything more than what it is. But we're keeping an eye on it. Someone's alarm is going off in this house, and it is loud. Yeah, Mackenzie, I think you got a strong thunderstorm there right now, but once this is past you, you're pretty much done. So not too much longer. What did I miss there? Weather Channel has a train to watch for BG till 11, but I don't see anything on the radar once this passes. Yeah, Aaron, I imagine that train to watch will be dropped from you all here soon. What's the name again of the radar app you recommend? It's WeatherWise. So up here, well, you can't really see it, can you? But if you go to weatherwise.app, here, oh, it's right there on the screen. Yep, weatherwise.app. You can download the app to your phone. Tornado warning for Hart County has been canceled. Whoever was asking about that. Central City should be all clear. Let me just make sure. Probably put my foot in my mouth. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're well. Yeah, you're well clear. Enjoy your day. Time frame to end in Campbellsville, Taylor County. Once this line passes you, so probably about another 20-30 minutes or so. News Channel 5 said we're getting storms later between 2 to 9 p.m. Central Time. That is a possibility, but we're not going to get into that until later this morning. Take it one step at a time here. For southeastern Kentucky, or am I just half asleep? Yeah, the models did show it, but models this close to a storm actually happening can be a little bit weird. Plus, it's really hard. So these higher terrains of eastern Kentucky, there's a reason why you see less severe weather out there, because tornadoes and severe weather in general don't like higher terrains. That's the reason that places like Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, that's why they usually see all the severe weather, because it's all flat land over there. Here, we see severe weather on the western and central side, but not as much on the eastern side. I mean, you still get it, obviously, right now. But you don't see it as much because the higher terrain's over there. Lexington's clear, yes. Okay, are they dropping people from this watch? Let's see here. I think they're dropping people. I can't really tell, to be honest with you. Let me go look at the original warning, or the original watch. No, they are not dropping anyone yet. They should be soon, hopefully, to clear up some of this confusion. Okay. I want to check this. The only caveat to this mode in southern Kentucky is we know that we still have energy there. So if this can grab onto the energy as it moves east, it obviously presents more of a threat. And usually the southernmost side of the, and there you go, right, that literally as I was talking about it. And usually the southernmost side of a line is usually the part that gets the most severe, which is why this has been absolutely absurd this morning, because this part of the line has not been severe. So for Bowling Green, you got good. You're good. But once it passes Bowling Green, like toward Glasgow, Edmonton, Burkesville, those areas, I still want to be careful and point out that this is a part of the line that's in the best area for severe weather. Again, it has not performed all morning for some reason, but again, it's still in the best spot for severe weather. Now, this is just a special weather statement here for Smiths Grove. So, if you're Smiths Grove and you're seeing this, this is not severe. This is just a strong weather statement. Severe thunderstorm warning still exists for Greensburg, going out toward Pierce and Monroe. Severe thunderstorm warning still exists out here in Houstonville, heading out toward Bradfordsville. Also, a tornado warning still does exist as well. I'm going to take a look at some of these velocities that are going on. There is some very weak rotation here in Houstonville to Middleburg along Highway 198 and Highway 127. Not anything super impressive at all. Very, very broad rotation over here, so this is probably indicating some hail ongoing for Monroe, Kentucky, heading toward Greensburg. Smiths Grove, once again, just a strong thunderstorm there. Nothing really impressive at all. They're going to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning up here for Frenchburg. They're going to go to a special weather statement, which I agree with there because that's dying down quite a bit. Check the radar there. Yeah, that's a good call by National Weather Service out of Jackson. So really, the only few things to worry about here. Once again, want to reiterate the southernmost portion of these types of setups. So that would be Glasgow, Edmonton coming up, Marylebone coming up, maybe down here towards southern Glasgow. Those usually tend to be the most severe spots of these types of lines. Again, it hasn't performed yet. Maybe it gets there over the next few minutes. We'll see. But has not performed just yet. The winter storm for next week, which should be interesting, looking at 3 to 5 inches of snow in northeastern Kentucky. This is what JJ says on YouTube. I do and am monitoring a winter threat for next week. Not ready to put any numbers on that yet because we all know that long-range snow forecast can be quite a mess. But there is a wintry threat for next week. Absolutely. Looks like they're going to cancel their tornado warning over here toward Houstonville and go with a severe thunderstorm warning, which is good to what we've been calling for. This means that there are currently 0 tornado warnings in Kentucky for the first time since where's my timer here? Since about 4:45 a.m. Been a long couple of hours. Yes, in Columbia, you have about an hour now at this point, hour, an hour and a half, until this stronger line. It still could be severe. Right now, it's just strong. It gets to you. I need to set up. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have a good nap. Scottsville, I think you might see nothing out of this, Amy. Again, not a whole lot of activity happening for that far south, which is again very strange because the best severe weather ingredients are down there, but nothing's really happening. Jennifer, thank you for your 100 stars. I appreciate that. Destiny with the 100 stars 12 minutes ago. I'm so sorry I completely missed that, but thank you for your star donation as well. I appreciate all your all's generosities. Monticello, you still have several hours till it gets to you. Shouldn't be nearly as severe. Shouldn't be. But you are technically under a watch till 11 a.m. Eastern Time. What is that blue square around Brisbane? That is a special weather statement, basically indicating a strong thunderstorm, but not severe. That is not what I wanted to click on at all. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm just reading something real quick. Just wanted to read that real quickly. And so here is the tornado index. I will tell you that when we first started this broadcast, this was at a 5 for a lot of folks in South Central Kentucky. Now it's at 1 for a lot of folks in South Central Kentucky, with a prime area here in southeastern Kentucky, but that's very displaced from where the storms are. So once again, the actual energy for the storms is kind of getting ahead and outrunning the actual line of storm. So this is a good sign that things should be on the weakening trend. Again, reiterate, should. What am I looking for here? There it is. I'm going to give this a refresh. It's been a while since we refreshed the page there. It pulls back onto the regular colors here so I can stop losing my mind. Okay, just now joining in with us here this morning. Good morning to you. We do have 3 severe warnings active. One for Greensburg, heading toward Pierce, Grab, and Webbs. We have another severe warning that's active from Crab Orchard all the way back toward Merrimack and Mansville, Kentucky, to include McKinney, Houstonsville, Chicken Bristle. What a name. Am I reading that correctly? And you know, someone would have probably typed this if they lived there. Someone would have typed this in the chat, and I would have thought they were joking with me. I've never heard of this place in my life. That's amazing. I love that. I want to move there. Basically, severe warnings there as well. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And then out here for Frenchburg, heading toward Korea, that severe thunderstorm warning should be allowed to expire here soon. Going to just go to a special weather statement. So really just these 3 warnings here in central Kentucky to worry about at this point, with a couple of strong weather statements from Richmond and east of Bowling Green, more so Smiths Grove heading toward Glasgow for special weather statements. Here again, I can't get the all clear for Scottsville, but right now there's nothing tracking to that area. But if you do see something, it'll be in about an hour, hour and a half or so. Heading into Smiths Grove, I'll check that real quickly. Yeah, so no, this is not rotation, because if you look up here to the top, let me go ahead and pull this back up to display real quickly. This is your bar here. So you need colors from both sides of these bars to have rotation. So you need either red or orange, and green or blue together. So you see how these are just red and orange? These are both on the same side of the bar here. This is not rotation. You would need like red and green next to each other, for example. So that was a really good question, though. That was a really good question, though. We really need like another radar here, either Lexington or like Somerset or something, just right here to fill this gap in. We have such a large gap from Jackson to Louisville to Pembroke. We have no radar here. We need one either in Somerset or Columbia or somewhere in this little corridor right here. We're kind of losing some of this imagery. You're welcome, Caitlin. Cave City's good to go. I mean, you have a strong thunderstorm there, but it's not severe. I don't expect it to turn severe all of a sudden. That strong thunderstorm will move out of your area in about 20 minutes. And tornado warning's been canceled, as well as that southern severe thunderstorm warning. We are left with 2 severe warnings here at the moment. Again, of course, this could pulse back up. But at the moment, we're left with 2 severe warnings here in central Kentucky with lots of lightning involved. Oh, that's up to the National Service, Billy. That's nothing we can really do about that. A special weather statement is basically a tier below. Okay, I just modified that. Okay. Special weather statement is basically just a tier below severe weather, but a tier above a regular thunderstorm. So it's the in between. It basically indicates a strong thunderstorm in this scenario. In the wintertime, it can indicate a brief little snow shower. I'm not a big fan of the special weather statements because it adds confusion. I understand why it's there, but there has been a lot of debate in the weather world, even amongst the National Weather Service offices, as to if special weather statements are actually effective. I don't think they really are. I think it decreases the overall importance of issuing warnings because statements aren't really for severe weather; they're just for stronger weather. And the whole point of a warning is to get your attention, let you know there's a threat immediately. There is not really a threat with a strong thunderstorm. There's just it's happening, So, yeah, that's a good question though. Well, Richmond just a thunderstorm. That is correct, and it's actually exiting your area here very soon. Yeah, BG should be good to go. Bowling Green should be good to go. Metcalf County, there's nothing really happening there just yet for you, but it should be there very soon. You do have this area up here towards center that could be involved in this stronger thunderstorm here, just the northern half of Edmonton there. But overall, this looks to be a weaker part of the line. It should technically be the stronger part, but right at the moment, it's the weaker part of the line. Be in your area in about an hour. Appreciate you, Donnie. Thank you very much. Correct, Anthony. Yes, it is headed toward Beattyville, by the way, whoever was mentioning that. Um, this is a weaker part of the line. Just strong thunderstorms up here currently. Not really seeing a severe threat at this time up there. Yes, once this line passes Richmond, this one in the back right here, once that passes Richmond, you're good to go. Exactly, Grillman. I think it's pretty much useless. There you go, Mike. There you go. Check that WeatherWise app. Oh my goodness, I gotta stop slouching. I have to fix this posture here. Better Grace, enjoy your nap. I can't wait for bedtime. Yes, I'm assuming they'll start to drop people from the train to watch here soon. Um, again, wait, what? Oh, they haven't dropped anyone yet, but I'm assuming they'll start to drop some of these people on the northern edge soon. Once this line passes you, you're pretty much done. Um, so again, I'm assuming that most folks will start to see these watches begin to drop. Yeah, flash flood emergency just up here to the northeastern portion of the state. It's been raining a while up there. That doesn't surprise me. It's been raining a while. Matter of fact, yeah, you're almost up to 3 inches out there, probably even higher than that at this point. It's been raining for a while up there. Does not surprise me. Yep, Sarah, I'm gonna get to sleep soon. Hopefully, I mean I know we do have the threat for some more strong storms later on, but the severe threat overall is not too high, and that really doesn't even begin until about 5 p.m. But you can even see for yourself. Not a whole lot of purples or reds showing up. Not a real big threat later on. More so just strong rain showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder later today. So I'm gonna give me a nice little nap in some point here. It might have to be soon though. If I don't see another trainer warning in the next 20 minutes or so, probably going to end this coverage because I really want to keep these live broadcasts going. If there's like real dangerous weather out there, And don't get me wrong, severe weather, but um, you know, I try to keep the importance of these broadcasts very clear. And also, I'm just flat out tired. And there's other people down on the team that can post you all radar pictures. No, Megan. No, Donnie. Cave City should be good to go. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was mentioning. At this point, it is what it is. The storm's going to do what the storm's going to do. Trying to break down every little piece of it of fuel and storm energy and everything like that is just pointless at this point. You know, I've learned that lesson. I used to spend, and I still do spend a lot of time forecasting. But when the storm's actually going, I kind of just not really throw my hands up, but just kind of just go into a different mode of just now casting instead of just trying to make sure you know when I'm off the broadcast, that's one thing. I always double check, triple check, quadruple check, so on and so forth. But on the broadcast, it's like, hey, we've spent the last 3 days giving you guys forecast information. Right now, I kind of want to focus on what's actually happening. Yes, Sarah, you're all good to go up there. Correct. I'm gonna mess this name up, but Nalisa. I'm so sorry. Cool name, but I completely butchered that. I'm sure. Yes, you're good to go. Yes, Mackenzie. Yeah, I mean, not quite sure. Again, the ingredients were there, but again, weird setups do weird things. Talking about you're talking about a warm front coming into Kentucky. Can we take a minute to process this? We're talking about a warm front coming into Kentucky in the middle of February in the overnight hours. Like that just does not happen. So weird setups are always going to do weird things. You know, we may have had a couple of tornado starts down in central Kentucky, but down where the actual warm front was really robust, nothing happened. Whereas if this type of setup was to come into May or April, I mean, you're talking about a full fledged outbreak. I mean, that's how much energy we had. We had a lot of energy today, but just weird things happen. I mean, how many times do we get on a broadcast at 5 a.m., start the broadcast at 5 a.m., for the severe window opening at 5 a.m.? Usually it's closing, you're already closed by then, right? Usually our severe windows are, let's say, 8 p.m. to like 1 a.m., right? And here we are with the window opening at 5 a.m. I mean, it's just everything about this, from the moment I started forecasting this a couple of days ago, has been just absolutely just bizarre. I mean, this is just not a normal setup. So that's what makes these tricky, and that's why at some point you got to just, you know, wash your hands and just get on and just cast it. Oh, awesome! Green County's good to go, pretty much. I mean, you get the severe warning down here in southern Kentucky or southern Green County, but that's going to be exiting the area here very soon for you. In about 15-20 minutes, you'll be all clear. Let me just check the line again on velocities. Make sure we're good to go. It's really strong. What is this warning for here? I kind of want to see. For 60-mile-per-hour winds, I bet you this is probably higher, though. I bet you this is probably more 65. Yeah. Probably some nice wind gust ongoing from Turkeytown to Dog Walk to Lick to Broadhead. What are these names of these cities, by the way? What am I reading right now? To Goochtown, to Broadhead, Mount Vernon. Heads up, not as a tornado, but some strong wind burst ongoing in this yellow box here, where you see these darker blues as that moves east. Some strong wind gust ongoing there. Um, Back out here toward the Greensburg area, probably going to see this warning get canceled or just allowed to expire overall. This looks way weaker than it did a few minutes ago. So, again, the only real warning of any real concern is, again, from Mount Vernon to Broadhead to Crab Orchard, where 60 to maybe even 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts are ongoing. Audrey, no. Well, yeah, Margaret. The very far northern portion of Warren County was included in that tornado warning. So when that occurs, it issues a warning for the entire county, which I think is the dumbest thing in the world. but that's how it works. So it just confuses everyone and it causes a lot of chaos for absolutely no reason. Sorry about that. I was blowing my nose quick and didn't want to do it on the camera or the microphone. Graham, I don't think they will be. Lower level jets going to be further away. The only reason we have a severe threat right now is because if you look at this, if you guys want to learn, the only reason we have a severe threat right now really is because, let me pull it up if I can find what I'm looking for here. Here we go. It doesn't really show what I wanted to show. Is because here's Kentucky, and here's some really fast winds above our heads. And you'll also see these wind barbs that you see, these black bars. These are wind barbs on your screen. And whether you start where the flag is at, and then you go down to the other side, and that shows you the direction of the wind. So these are moving west to east. Almost never happens in Kentucky, by the way, especially for strong storm events. Usually our winds are either southeast or southwest northeast, or the other way. Very rarely do we ever actually get a straight up horizontal wind to occur. And when that happens, and these storms are going, northwest to southeast or southwest to northeast, that's called a crossing storm, or a crossing or veering wind, if you will. And when that occurs, you don't need as much storm juice because you have so much wind energy. There's a lot to it, but again, that's the only reason we have a real severe threat right now is because these winds are going a different way at different layers of the atmosphere. So we have a west to east movement here, but let's say I go, let's say a little bit lower, down closer to the ground. Of course, it doesn't show the wind barbs there, because why would it? Let me go to the surface here. You see the wind barbs are kind of all over the place at the surface. They're moving different ways. So different, really cool stuff there. As we're going up, the winds are turning, and that's what's providing some shear for our storms to roll with today. There's a lot more to it, but that's a very, very simple explanation. No, I do think Scottsville's going to pretty much miss this one. What's out for Monticello? You still have a couple, maybe even 2 or 3 hours, so it gets to you. Yeah, Jade, you just got a nice little thunderstorm ongoing outside of Smiths Grove. Nothing really too crazy happening there. All right, so we're left with one severe warning. So at this point, I don't think this broadcast is warranted. So we're left with one severe warning at this point. Let me just go ahead and double check everything once more here. Yeah, not seeing anything there. This is expired, so this is gonna fall off your screen here soon. Strong thunderstorms over here. Flash flooding is gonna be a real ordeal for Eastern Kentucky. I will remain back here at the desk though, keep an eye on things for you, so don't worry. Even though I'm coming off the screen, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to continue to watch the storms for you. But at this point, one severe warning does not warrant an entire broadcast. It just doesn't. So that said, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in here with us, hanging out here with us throughout the morning. Hopefully you felt safer with us on the broadcast. But again, at this point, I don't see anything that's going to warrant us remaining on the broadcast here with you. Of course, if that does change, we'll be back. Oh yeah, James, I'm very excited. But if things do change, and there goes that warning, it fell off the screen there. If things do change, we'll be back here live on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, just turn on notifications, and subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook, turn on notifications, all that good jazz. But we'll be back here with you guys if anything does go crazy. Yes, Cave City's good to go, by the way. Basically, I do want to check real quickly if they've dropped anyone off the screen to watch just yet. They haven't yet. I don't know what these people are doing today. I mean, I don't know if they didn't have enough coffee or what, but before I say something too bad, I'm going to hop off of here. So that's it. I want to post several updates to our Facebook and Twitter. I'll see you guys on that side of things. Until next time, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with WNK. Stay safe, Kentucky.